What's up, everybody, and welcome to the lower bracket semi-final. We are here with Sinister 5 and DNMK. Nick, we have been casting these games. We've been running these matches all the way through for the past 7 or 8 weeks to finally reach this point where we have 4 teams left remaining here in the competition. We've got Sinister 5 and DNMK locking horns, 2 evenly matched teams. One of them is going home. One of them is going up against one of either ATK or Goliath. What an awesome game, man. I'm really looking forward to this one. What do you think, bro?
Dude, we're in finals week, and finals week means HLTV profiles for everybody that made it this far in the tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
DNMK, Sinister 5, they were pretty much the storyline of the whole of last year. Who's going to be the better team? Who's going to take that third spot in the country when Goliath and ATK were striding ahead of everyone? This year, it's a bit of a different story. DNMK are looking like a hot prospect. Obviously, they made a roster change as of recently. Doobie has come in replace of Nexus, but that's not going to be the case. Roster locks for this tournament. You can't just switch out a player when the semi-finals come around, so Nexus is going to be playing tonight. But I mean, DNMK, they're looking hot, and I think Sinister 5, they're going to have to put up one hell of a fight to have a fight tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are, Nick. I mean, you've already touched on it. That's a really important thing to consider going forward with this game tonight is that Nexus, this is his swan song, right, with the team. This is his final hoorah. He's been with a couple of these players for a while now, as well as a couple, I mean, Heartbreak in particular. They've been playing together for like over a year and a half now, I think, type of thing. So, you know, going to be disengaging with one another. Nexus is going to be joining Zion, and as you said, Doobie's joining. But, you know, what does that do to a team? It kind of makes them enter a state of not really being too scared and not really fearing too much, kind of just trying to see what they can achieve, you know, kind of making the most of the situation, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm kind of keen to see them playing with a little bit more, you know, stress-free Counter-Strike coming into this game. We've seen Doobie, Doru's been on fire lately as well, so I'm keen to see him tapping heads. But Sinister 5 as well, Nick, you already mentioned, they're a force to be reckoned with. And I think that these two teams are very evenly matched, so we should have a great series in our hands.
Yeah, I think the 2 players to look out for from either side of the hedge in this sort of scenario. Doru definitely from DNMK. He's going to be the talisman, putting up big numbers, getting insane headshot percentages, 70%, 75% plus sort of thing. Know him as the headshot machine down in the south of Africa. And then on the Sin 5 team, it's probably Frozen who's going to be that X factor, right? If he can get going, he can then cause DNMK some problems. But DNMK definitely running into tonight's favorites. However, Sinister 5, they're a bit of a dark horse in the SAC right now. They can definitely upset these top teams. And DNMK, after ATK, are soon to depart from the country. DNMK want to be that team who's going to be taking their spot at first place. So DNMK, even though they're playing with Nexus, they still want to get this result.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's also quite a lot of money on the line here as well. 50,000 Rand prize pool. Of course, a lot of people who are going to be watching tonight's broadcast might be only seeing us for the first time here now with our HLTV presence here in the playoffs. But, you know, this is an event that's been getting played out over the past 7 weeks to get up to this point. So there's been a lot of build-up, a lot of storyline, a lot of hard work to get to this point as well for these teams. So, Nick, like you say, DNMK aren't going to be content to just throw in the towel from here and just call it a day. They're definitely going to want to keep working hard to find a result here against Sinister 5. But I mean, this Sinister 5 team, I think, is actually, they might be turning some heads tonight, Nick. I know that we're saying that DNMK is the favorites, and you see the betting odds on HLTV. They certainly corroborate that as well. But this Sinister 5 team definitely has potential to get across the line tonight. We look at the map pool as well, which is something that we can discuss. But I just think in general, when the Sinister 5 team is on, and you have Frozen at the top of his game, and then the likes of Sheer and lately playing really good Counter-Strike as well, then this Sinister 5 team is a force to be reckoned with. So let's talk about the maps now, Nick. We've got Mirage picked first by DNMK, Vertigo obviously picked by Sinister 5, and then Train is the decider in the series.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to Chappie at the end of last week's cast when Sin 5 came out victorious to get to the stage of the tournament. And we're speaking about them even picking Mirage. So the fact that DNMK picked Mirage into them, I think Sin 5 are going to be pretty content with that. They're going to be pretty quietly confident, especially when they've picked Vertigo into DNMK, a map that they found a lot of success on. They beat the likes of Goliath on that map. They beat DNMK a couple times, and they've taken other teams like really, really close in terms of the scoreline. So I think, in all honesty, the veto probably favors Sin 5. Train is probably one of their stronger maps if we do see a third. Vertigo and Mirage are probably the next two. So in all honesty, I think if you're Sinister 5, you're smiling from ear to ear, because in all honesty, this veto couldn't have gone better for you. And I think it does pay testament to the players that they've got and the individual frag part that they've got. But I mean, only time will tell to see who can frag out in the server.
Yeah, but Nick, I think you're spot on. I'm pretty sure that we've got Sinister 5's the three most favorite. Their three favorite maps coming into the series here are the three maps that are going to be making up the map pool tonight. So they couldn't be more comfortable, in my opinion, coming into this lower bracket final. Actually, is what it is. one of the two, right? You kind of have two lower bracket finals. I mean, because from here, the winner of this game will play against the loser of ATK versus Goliath in another lower bracket final type of thing to then get into the grand final. Is my brain not understanding this correctly? Are we on the same page, right?
No, definitely. It's lower bracket final, stage 1.
Okay.
We're already supposed to know
Exactly,
who's
there
in
we
the
go.
lower bracket final, but unfortunately, because of certain people we won't necessarily want to talk about. But I mean,
ESCOM.
they haven't granted us that opportunity. So either these teams, they want to get to their lower bracket final, book themselves a top 3 spot in the tournament.
And Nick, we're very good at missing the pistol round and just rambling on, but this time not going to be the case. The game is live, guys, here on Mirage. Sinister 5 on the CT side. And Sinister 5 on the T side as well, according to the HUD here in my game. But I know that that's not the case on the stream, at least. DNMK on the T side. Doru with some util as well as Heartbreak. And they are setting themselves up in Palace. Nick smokes in towards snipers in the top connector. It looks like the top connector smoke has missed, however. And now we're going to be seeing DNMK charging their way forward into this bomb site as they look to try and take control. Sinister 5 happy to play for the retake. Chappie does actually catch Doru on the cross. So at least that means a one-man advantage for the CTs as they look to make this retake happen. Chappie up close and personal here towards Connect will find another frag. Great work by the EGL, and it's looking like a clean and easy retake here. Oh my word, not even a single frag found by the T's in that situation.
Yeah, there's still 3 people with armor that hasn't even been touched by Sheer because he didn't actually buy up armor into this one. But I mean, a convincing pistol round coming out of Chappie, the ex-IGL, the sort of secondary caller we learned when we interviewed him the last time. Ruben's actually taken over the reins of IGL, so it's also going to be interesting to see how that feeds in. Because then if you do any preparation, if you're a DNK side point of view, like their calling style may have changed, everything may be a bit different. But I mean, Sinister 5, convincing pistol round. DNMK, they got the bomb plant, they're just getting a couple deagles, and they're going to save into the next.
Yeah. As you mentioned, because they got that plant, they'll be able to buy up in the following round. You know, Nick, something that we don't see teams doing that often anymore is that second round buy up when you find the plant, but you don't win the round in the pistol on the T side. You get to pick up, 2 AKs, maybe a Galil, and then some pistols and util. And I'm kind of surprised that we don't see it that often anymore because, I think it's a fantastic option when you look at the way that the economy works, you know, in the modern era of Counter-Strike. I think it's something we should see more of, actually, because it can be such a great way to immediately try and hit back. Like, you don't give that free round away to the CTs at that point. You're immediately going to be testing them off the bat.
I'm a massive fan of that buy. Like, I think you can do so much, especially when the Deagles are going first, and maybe like one of the AKs. Like, if you think about it, like in terms of the economy, you have plus minus $3,000, so you can purchase up armor deal and still like a decent belt of utility, if not full utility. And it's a very like doable round. There's going to be 3 people with armor, 2 people without. You send out the 2 people without armor first, make some space, trade them with AKs. And I'm in all honesty, I'm a massive advocate for that buy. I think you can do a lot of damage and really put the stress on the CTs rather. And it's always that sort of thing. Like if you lose the pistol and you win the force buy, it's actually better than just winning the pistol sort of thing. So I don't know why. I'm a big fan of that buy, and I think the individual prowess that both these teams have in the server, I think either of these teams it could serve them well, but it's not going to be the case. It's going to be full AKs in the third.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what they were waiting for, right? I mean, so they have got what they wanted right now. They've got a fantastic buy. In fact, it's a far better buy than what Sinister 5 have got. And Heartbreak, up close and personal, has been able to open things up. Beautiful second shot there on Lately as well. Still finally coming back for the CTs, but my god, this is just an absolute bloodbath. DNMK assert themselves on the server and give Sinister 5 perhaps a taste of what they can expect going into the rest of this map, Nick. But that was a lightning quick T round coming out of DNMK.
Yeah, the 5 Kalashnikovs doing damage, and Sheer with his little pea shooter in CT spawn, T spawn rather, he's a bit scared. He just wants to save it. He's like, guys, just let me save my M4A1S, please. The worst M4. I'm saying that because I literally just unequipped it, actually. I have a love-hate relationship with this gun. I see someone make a sick play. Like, Sheer will probably get an ace this game, but I'll be like, sick. I'm going to play an MM after this, re-equip it. I'll play one MM and be like, mistakes were made, re-equip the M4A4. That's how it goes for everyone. Yeah. Sheer's actually just made the mistake. He hasn't realized it yet. He's made the mistake.
All it takes is for you to have that one moment where you're like spraying down to win a 1v3 and you get the first 2 frags and then the third guy's on 1 health and he swings around the corner and you run out of ammo.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if you had 5 more bullets, you win the craziest 1v3 of your life. So that's my problem with the man. It's just give me the 5 extra bullets. I'm loud and proud. I don't have a problem with it. Oh man, so we'll have to see. I'm sure he'll convert you somewhere throughout. Did he lose?
Yeah, he
Oh.
did. He did.
Oh
he
man,
did.
I'm not even concentrating. I'm going off on a bit of a bit of a tangent here on why the A1S is the worst. And well, it's been taken out of his hands, so he won't even have a chance to showcase it in this round.
Oh, now
And
it's
no
just
money in
full
the bank.
USBs, dude. Like they got 2 flashes, which you always speak about. You're a massive fan of this.
Oh
Make your
yes,
flash
boy.
play on the
Let's
side.
go.
However, what DNMK are doing, which is pretty good, they're just spreading out, playing a default, making sure they're not giving up early picks, that they can't fall prey to these pistols. Possibly
Yeah.
send one player into a bomb site, see if it's a stack or whatnot. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're DNMK, you're probably expecting a buy, considering how the previous rounds have gone forward. That's why they're taking it so slow. They don't know that they're up against pistols just yet. But I think whoever this player lurking out ramp is going to be Doru. I was going to say Jono, and then I was going to say Doru, and then I just did met in the middle. Dono.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Dono going on, eh? These players haven't bought. Oh, they're not even going to clear
Look,
it.
there's a stack,
They're
eh?
walking to the stack.
Yeah.
This is worst case scenario.
There's actually 5 players here on this B bomb site right now for Sinister 5. They're all tucked in USPs and 1 P250. So there's surely, even though they're all here, it still shouldn't make a difference. But there's 40 seconds left. Sinister 5, they can still rotate, and they have got Nexus over on the opposite side of the map. It's actually DNMK, excuse me. My hand is messing me up, but Kani not messing his shots up, and Doru going to be throwing the support flash in.
They've cleared A.
They've cleared A. So they have to know now. Just use lowers and go back. They're still around here. They're looking for the players. They're saying... They're
20
saying,
seconds.
Nexus was like, guys, A is completely open. They're like, but what do you mean? We're in apartments and we're literally taking angles in B right now. We can't see anybody. But it's because Sinister 5 were tucked in. They were hiding. They were waiting. And now Doru, he plants some seeds. He grows himself some beautiful Sinister 5s and he farms them.
Love that. Love that. 5 AKs stay up, and unfortunately, if you're Sinister 5, can't get any work done in the next. But, and that's a big but, She'll won't have a great buy, but lately he's really going to drop over a FAMAS. The AWP is up on Frozen. No double AWP from Sinister 5. It's something they really enjoy to do. On their CT side, having Frozen in window, and Khan does use like 2 favorite positions, and then Ruben AWPing over towards Apps, but they're not going to be afforded that luxury this round. It's just going to be three people Palace early. DNMK going for an A set piece right off the bat.
It's almost like you've seen a Sinister 5 demo on Mirage or something before, Nick.
Have I? I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's just from us casting their games, obviously. Doru, he finds the timing. Oh my god, Frozen's going to be asking some serious questions of Shield there. He gets tapped down on the stairs. The frag back for Chappie, but he's still isolated in no man's land. And Nexus is on an absolute tear right now on the A site. Oh man, that was just way too easy for Sinister 5. Like, walking out of Palace, Doru exposed as long as he was, not being punished. It's just Ruben left, and I don't think he has any option yet. He needs to take this gun into the next round. This 1 versus 3 is not looking likely, and he's got a kit of, he's got some util as well, full armor. Get out of there, son. And that's the DNMK pulling ahead here on Mirage.
Yeah, and I think Frozen just seems to forget about his angles. Like, obviously, if you're sitting on the box in top con, you can be seen from Palace. I think he maybe just had a bit of a brain fart, or he just didn't think that was going to be a possibility. But essentially, that pick allowed DNMK to win the round. As soon as that pick came through, the pincer could come in, and the player towards default seemed flustered, seems not know what's cracking, missed his shots. Next thing you know, DNMK, they've stormed the A bomb sites and they post their 3rd round on the board, which means the first 2 rounds did go Sinister 5's way, but DNMK reply swiftly with 3 of their own.
Yeah, and they've been convincing rounds as well, Nick. Like, it's DNMK, as soon as they've got these gun rounds going, have looked very good here on Mirage. Let's see what Ruben can do with this A1S. He sets himself up in middle while his teammates stack on the A site. And kind of fully lined up, doesn't really matter. I'm going to be able to mow down these players towards ramp.
They clear
Just
lately?
offering themselves up. Doesn't really matter. Doru does, yeah.
Dude, why am I
Easy kill
questioning?
for him.
Why am I questioning Jono?
Yeah.
Like, does Jono clear lately?
Does he clear? Jeez.
Of course he does, dude. Jono, what a
Do you
player.
even know who you're casting here, man?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Come on, bruv.
Ruben finds the timing onto Divo, so he does go down, but now they know where he is as well. And I certainly expect to see Sinister 5, perhaps only 1 or 2 players out here, to try and deny Ruben saving this guy. Not that it really matters. DNMK don't really mind if he saves it, I suppose. They have money in the bank as well, so they can afford to lose 1 or 2 if they do want to push the issue. But for the time being, that's 4 consecutive rounds for them.
Yeah, I think if you're DNMK, just send like 1 guy on a hunting mission, maybe like through lowers or apps or something, just see if you can get him, like shoot him in the back of the head. If you don't kill him, it's not the end of the world, but we'll see if DNMK can keep the pressure on Sin 5. As you said, the rounds have been convincing. DNMK, they're already pushing the 10k mark. Heartbreak, Diver, and Kanye are going to be past that 10k mark. Nexus and Dora are going to be sitting pretty. They have sent an Excursion and Ruben.
Yeah.
Was not going to be able to save that AK. But another gun round going to come to Mr. Five's way, and they got to get a gun round on the board, because even though they've got 2 rounds, none of them have been important. Yes, it was a pistol. Yes, they converted. That was a partial buy, sort of a save, if you will, from DNMK. So now, Sin 5, they got to get some gun rounds on the board.
Yeah, they definitely do, Nick. They need to put a stop to this momentum that DNMK has been able to find up until this point. And let's see what the answer is to their the question that's being posed here by DNMK. The pressure that they're applying on the T side here is certainly scrutinizing the defense. And so far, they haven't been able to come up with the solution. Frozen with the AWP towards CT right now, so he's not being proactive. He's happy to try and just play from ticket, maybe spot in towards connector, have an impact if the A exit comes through, but not actively trying to get anything done as it would be. In fact, it looks like DNMK are quite happy, or rather Sinister 5 are quite happy to play detached in terms of their middle defense. Lately in ladder route right now, just making sure that there's nobody boosting into snipers, and he's got control of Cat. And then Connector's just being spotted out by Frozen occasionally from A. So DNMK, they've got free reign in terms of map control right now as they start to move themselves across. Just sitting with this passive default right now. They have options available, and Kani, the stock standard lurker here for DNMK, nearly finds the opening towards B. Creating space, though, he does as Sinister 5 start to shift their defense, and Heartbreak picks off Frozen his opposite number. That creates the opportunity for Doru to swing out exactly as you want your Palace player to be doing, identifying his opportunities and taking them with an iron fist.
Yeah, Sin 5. Real tough time coming back into this round. 3v4 turn 2v4. A stick shot from Heartbreak pretty much locks Sinister 5 out of this. If you're Ruben and Chappie, no money in the bank, you got no utility, no kits even. You just got to try to save these 2 M4s. Both of them are going to be coming through connectors, so maybe they are going to try have a look in. But I think if you're Sin 5, you just got to save. You're even stuck behind the smoke. You're not going to have time.
Yeah, save. There should be no reason, absolutely no reason that they consider going for this right now. Oh man.
And this is what I really dislike. Now because your teammates died, now you're going to be like, now I'll save. Like, yeah. It's such a big difference having 1 rifle to work with versus 0, I guess, because Chappie's just died. But there's a massive difference having 2 rifles to work with in an eco versus 1 rifle. Anyone can make that iteration. Like, just understand that if you're not going to win the round in that situation, it's 2v4, you've got no utility, the bomb's been planted, you're not going to win it. Just save. Like, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I mean, back to casting South African CS, right? Yeah, I mean, but this is something we've seen for a long time, Nick, and it's something that we discuss at length in our casts as well. Just make the commitment from the get-go. Don't waste any time. Don't lose anything. Just cut your losses, save your guns, and we've seen teams win rounds, right? With like a saved rifle or 2 saved rifles. That can completely change the complexion of your next round and what you have to work with.
Yeah, and now there's no rifles on the board, just 5 upgraded pistols amongst the Sin 5 players. But what we've seen so far, we're 8 rounds in, and DNMK, they're looking really, really solid. One thing from Sin 5 is it's fine on the CT side especially, it's fine not having middle. However, it's not fine to not have information towards middle, right? They're playing they're not like holding mid at all. They're not playing for any info, which is the problem. Like, as I said, it's fine not having middle, but it's not fine not having information towards middle. And that's what they're doing. They're having 2 people on A, 1 person in ladder room who's sort of like your info play, even though you can't gather info on all facets of the area. So DNMK seem to have found the hole in the CT defense or the CT setup, and if they carry on abusing it, then Sin 5 are going to have a rough time. But this round's a 3v3. Yeah,
I mean, they've saved a couple of AKs as well. They'll be able to buy in the next round, so they might be compelled to go for the retake here. If Frozen can find something with the Desert Eagle, it's definitely going to be setting things in motion. But no, there we go. This time round, they commit to the save. So, I mean, a contrasting maybe point to add to what you just said about looking to control middle and making sure that you still have to have some form of information. I think if you're going to completely play like super detached from mid, then a good idea is to at least try to get some information elsewhere, whether maybe you set up a double crossfire towards A ramp aggressively, or you have a player who gets palace control. Like, I agree with you. Like, either you need to just keep these keep tabs on mid, or you need to use 3 players on A to set up aggressively and take some free control away from the T side. But you definitely can't be playing like the default hold deep on the A site, you know, sitting passively all the way back on B while just sort of maybe occasionally spotting mid, because that's giving way too much control away for free.
Yeah, I just think the one problem from Sin 5's point of view is that they're just not making info plays late on the round. Like in the other round, we were seeing, this round's going to go super fast. I'm going to hold my board. She over with default. He's taking down Nexus. Oh my goodness, this round's going to be as fast as possible.
Yeah, Shia, if he has anything to do with it, it's definitely going to be ending soon. Fire and flames burning out. Shia, it's a fourth, nearly the ace. Finally, has been put in the grave by Heartbreak. Blinken, you would have missed it. A TK as well as lately dunks on Chappie. And that's 3-6. Finally, a gun round being won by Sinister 5. And I mean, you just got to question that. I guess DNMK trying to kick their opponents when they're down. But, you know, the methodical map control Counter-Strike has been working out so well for DNMK up until this point. I guess you got to commend the change of pace, at least the effort.
Like, as you were saying, I think it is a bit interesting, the fact that the slow, methodical approach is working so well, but maybe you just try to catch them off guard.
There we go.
He's taken out by Ruben. The double up has come to fruition for some 5. First time we've seen it come up, and it's already had it stay on the server.
Yeah, and Nexus on the flip side, he tries to find the timing. He does take the heat off of Doru, which allows him to come out of Palace and find a pick. And Divo also taking down Frozen on Catwalk. So all of a sudden, the 3 versus 3 has been converted into a, or rather, the 5v3 has been brought down into a 3v3. And there's still work to be done here. Rotation coming through from Ruben. Doru, what a fantastic shot that was. He destroys Chappie. And now it's Ruben and Lately to try and make an awkward 2 versus 3 retake a reality. They got 2 smoke, or rather 2 flashes and a smoke. They got their kits as well. And both of them are making their way hand in hand. Problem is they have no information right now. They have no idea where any of these players are. The time's been ticking as well. That smoke has kind of given Sinister 5, DNMK some cover as well. Man, this HUD it's toying with me, man. You guys, I'm really glad that the stream's HUD is all perfect, but we've got Sin 5 versus Sin 5 here at the top of our screens, which is, it's making my life tough, Nick. Sometimes my mouth works faster than my brain, and then we end up with these sorts of situations.
Yeah, just say terrorists versus CTs. Terrorists versus counter-terrorists. Yeah, the terrorists.
Problem solved.
Real Nastanya on the T side of Mirage.
Well, I'm going to miss you, Nick, because you're a problem solver, man.
What can I say, dude? Innovation that excites. Innovation that excites.
Okay, what's this? Isn't that Audi or something like that?
Dude, I don't even know. Creative technology, something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's move along. Back into the gun.
I think it's LG, actually.
Alrighty, there we go. Look at you, giving some free clout to all these brands. I'm sure Reese is gonna love you for that.
Sponsor me, please. Thank you.
Divo finds himself in the connector smoke right now. He goes for the timing push, and he had an opportunity, but he wasn't able to capitalize. And so now DNMK are gonna have to try and get the job done with a man down. Frozen's been spotted out. His barrel gives him away. And he still continues to hang around here. This is very ballsy from the young man. Diver going to drop a smoke just in time to give himself some cover. The molly not going to spread, so he'll be fine. And it looks like DNMK are going to corral themselves in towards an A split. As I said that though, the bomb is shifting across. There's options available. They've got Kani, who's managed to get himself in towards snipers. And he nearly finds the timing on Frozen. These Sinister 5 players just avoiding death. That means all 5 of them are still alive.
A really interesting setup now from the CTs. They're really worried about the snipers player, but Ruben, he's pushed up all the way in apps, and he's going to go and clear. Divo's going to get one, but Doru with the fast trade, but there's still 2 players to greet them on the B bomb side. Nexus is going to be the next on the guillotine, but he's not even going to fall. Nexus is going to take down Lately. Doru's been traded out in the meantime by Chappie. He's posted his first on the board. Frozen rather. He's taken down. Now Chappie's hiding in the smoke. 2v2. Both players towards each other. Bomb's been dropped. 20 seconds left on the clock. Chappie, you're on borrowed time, blood.
There's going to be spilling some blood. Nexus does as he drops him into the ground, and he goes back to try and find Shearer as well. Oh, what a big round from the departing player. He picks up the quad kill, and that was a really important round as well because they were playing from behind, trying to push into that B bomb site was very awkward for them as well, and he comes up with super high impact frags to get his team into the position that they were. Great work there by Nexus.
Yeah, I by mistake said Chappie that got his first kill, but I was meant to speak about Lately, but Lately hasn't. It happens. It happens. I'll say
there is a 1 in his column.
Yeah, I mean that's all that matters. But, right? It doesn't matter who you killed. It just matters that you killed someone.
I mean, right? This is where I'm kind of going with this.
His KD is minus 0.1, like on the little HUD at the bottom that we have in GoTV. Like his KD is minus 0.1, but obviously like that's rough.
That doesn't even make sense though, because 1
It
divided by 7 is not 0.1. So, Counter-Strike, fix your maths for Pete's sake.
Honestly, dude.
And your
People
economy.
go -1 and 7 all the time, guys. Come
Yeah.
on. Gosh. I'm kind of attacking myself because I got -1
Yeah,
and
no,
7 all
you're
the
just trying to
time.
make, I was gonna say, you're just trying to make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable here, Nick. I see what you're doing. Frozen, he's looking a little bit more comfortable here on the servers. He takes on Kani once again. Kani feeling the wrath of the Orca in the B apartments. Last time it was Ruben, this time it's Frozen. Same result. And Frozen's going to look to maybe get a little bit more aggressive here, not just getting some information. I'd like to see Frozen being more in the mix here, Nick. He's the star player for this team. I want to be seeing him taking peeks in middle, peeking out connector, getting boosted up on catwalk, getting in the mix, getting into the game, not just sort of playing this very anchorish type of role where you kind of hope and pray somebody eventually comes. When you've got a young prodigy like Frozen in your team, you want him to be a part of the core defense.
Oh. Okay, I was taking down Ruben, but Chappie with a swift trade means it's going to be still a man up for Sinister 5. What they aren't up by is rounds, they're down by 5. They really need to start getting a stranglehold in this game, but it's going to be the B-split under question. Frozen's been spotted out towards Abs, but he does have the AWP, and he's taken down Divo. 2 more players going to try to push the issue. Heartbreak is going to take down Frozen. The last player back towards the site is going to be Lately, and if he's going to turn up, he's going to have to do it now.
Oh, Doru disengages his supports and he's going to have to make him wait that much longer. Lately looking for the angle, comes around the corner, but he just can't find any luck. Doru takes on Sheer as well. And DNMK march on here on the T side of Mirage, winning 9 of the past 10 rounds. They surge ahead. And they're making Sinister 5 hurt right now. Nick, we were questioning the map pool and we were sort of thinking Sinister 5 might be very comfortable, but it's looking anything but right now, as DNMK are just looking like they're playing some fantastic Counter-Strike and, I mean, just out-fragging Sinister 5 right now, quite frankly.
Yeah, DNMK, they look proper. They look like they're chilling. They look like they're having fun. Sinister 5, they're going to go for a cat peek here, and hopefully Lately can open up his account in the Zika round. Kanye is behind the mid-smoke.
Oh.
Gonna see how many people he can get. He caught Lately. There's still no frag. Rough. 4v3 on the retake. You got an AK, save it.
I mean, Ruben might have other ideas at this point. Wow, this feels like this half has gone very quickly as well. It hasn't been like a long drawn-out type of half. It kind of feels like Sinister 5 just haven't gotten into a comfort zone yet. I think that we need to see some timeouts here from Sinister 5. We need to see them just calm things down. In fact, it's already been too long that we should have had these timeouts already just for them to try and stop this momentum that DNMK has gotten. I'd like to see Sinister 5 putting some more stock in trying to defend mid as well at this point. You know, get Frozen the AWP, get a peeking window, get some support flashes over the top, get a cat player in the mix as well. You know, they've tried to go for the slightly more defensive structure around the map, and DNMK are just relishing in the amount of room that they're getting to work with. So I think Sinister 5 need to start limiting it and restricting the amount of free room that they're giving to DNMK.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. DNMK, they're just playing their own game. They're enjoying what they're doing. They're pretty much taking map control without being contested. And since the 5, they're just letting them, which is obviously not the point, not how you're supposed to be playing. But this round again, no real aggro play going to come out from any of the players from Sinister 5. Just going to be a stock standard default coming out from DNMK. There's a player aggro in ladder room, which is Lately. Frozen's in the window again, jumping, playing with his life. But again... Niix is taking out Lately, and again, you're losing the opening duels, and now Dora's going to push the issue. We spoke about him last time. He's super sick towards the palace.
Yeah.
He gets 2 for what he bargained for. Now Ruben and Frozen left the 2v4, and I have a feeling Ruben is not going to have long.
Oh man, Ruben actually does a great job on the defense. He's able to find 2 quick kills, and he keeps himself alive here, avoiding Kani's guys for the time being. Kani tries to deny any chance for Sinister 5 to get back into this round, but it's not looking likely at this point at least. Still so much time left on the clock here. Sinister 5 don't, or rather DNMK don't have to commit to this B site, and they're not going to. Nexus has shifted the bomb across, and it looks like he's trying to self-boost into snipers. No, back into connector he goes. DNMK are going to keep things simple, get themselves onto the A site. There's the flank from Ruben, and he gets taken down by Kani. Do they go back to the B site now? Alright, maybe that's just a little bit extravagant. They're just going to commit to A, keep things simple. Frozen walked his way all the way up forward with the AWP scoped up, means he's not going to get found out. Only now that he's taken down Nexus is his position given away. And Kani only has 6 health, by the way, so the AK certainly going to be more reliable here than the AWP for Frozen as he smokes up connector, but he just turns away. No, the timing completely goes against Frozen in that situation. If he had just held that angle for 1 second longer, he almost definitely finds the frag onto Kani because of how low he was. Kani has to count his lucky stars after that one.
Oh my goodness, as soon as the round gets so close for Sin 5, even after they lost the opening duel, they were still able to get it back almost. That's a big almost. Oh, Ruben, he's going to open things up.
There
Frozen. The aggression's working now, and you got 2 opening picks. Now you just got to convert the round, make sure you get things done. An 11-4 round, 11-4 half rather, is going to be probably best case scenario. Obviously, Chappie is going to take down Diver. Now it's Kani left in the 1v5 to 1v4. Come on, get late in on action.
I thought that was an HE.
Imagine Kani wins this. That'd be insane.
Didn't you hear that time about when Kani was in 1v4
Okay, we're
Mirage?
gonna start this. I'm gonna say it now. It doesn't happen.
Against Sinister 5, and do you remember that time when Nick said there's no way Kani wins the clutch? And
What do you do next? You mollied on the Balkan?
So, see, he mollied on the Balkan, and then he gets pushed by Lately, who finds his first frag. Oh man, now it's back to even playing field for Lately. He gets to start. I mean, it's the new half, right? He reconnected to the map. That's why his score has been reset, and we go into the second half at 11-4. DNMK take a commanding lead, Nick. They take a seriously commanding lead. I mean, that was a dominant half from them.
Yeah, I mean, as Zonic says, though, 11-4 is the most dangerous scoreline in Counter-Strike, just as 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football. Like, you think you're comfortable, you think you're good, a couple big gun rounds go the way of the other team, and next thing you know, it's gonna be an even playing field. So DNMK. Oh, okay. Trevor, I respect he just rushes apps, dude. Like, this guy's a madman.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Trevor. You have to understand is once he's feeling it, you kind of have to give him a little bit more leeway on his leash. Got to give him a little bit more room for his elbows to move, because he tends to start playing with a bit more flamboyancy, a little bit of swagger, some confidence as well. And well, let's see what he can get done here on the defense, tapping away with the USP. It's going to be Divo who finds the first frag, and now Kani can chime into the action as well, as he maintains the one-man advantage here for his team as they start shifting into position. Doesn't actually have to take any further fights here, you know. Could just actually just play for the retake, make sure that they stay alive, but that's not what Kani is going to be content with. He wants to try and get this done as quickly as he can. Nexus, jiggle peeking, will find another kill. And the misery continues there for Sinister 5 on Mirage. Chappie hoping to try and turn things around, but he'll be going down as well. Nexus, surgical precision from him with the USP, and it means that DNMK march on 4 more rounds here, and they'll be closing out the first map.
Dude, Dario just hit a sick shot, dude. What the hell?
I think I might have missed that one.
Oh, you best go back in the VOD and watch that, dude. That
Okay.
was clean. That was one of the flicky boys, you know, the flicky flicks.
Yeah. I mean, one of the Doru shots, right?
Yeah, John. It's actually just standard procedure for John.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
perfectly fine.
You know when they say, like, when you go to the doctor and he's like, we have to do this basic surgery, and he's like, don't worry, it's a standard procedure. Like the defense right now from Doru, that's just the standard. That's it, man. You come to expect certain levels out of certain players, and it kind of sucks for them, because when they do these really cool things, it's like, yeah, I mean, all right, we've seen you do that before. You know, what else do you have in the back there? You know, what else? You know, simple. You know, can you do anything else, bro? Do you do any other tricks?
Oh, show me your hand, bro. Come on, give me all the little secrets. Let the cat out the bag, dude. Come on, bro.
Well,
Daru, send me your
Sinister
settings,
5.
please. Thanks.
Going to be hoping that they let the beasts out of the bag in this round, because they need to start coming alive here on Mirage. And look at the setup already we're seeing out of DNMK, Nick. Look at these 3 players that they have in middle, posturing themselves aggressively towards top mid, having a presence, clearing lowers as well. But as I say, it's do or die here for Sinister 5. They've reached the 11th hour, and the time waits for no man. They have to start fighting their way back into this game. They've got the util. They've started off with the passive default here, as you would have expected, considering they recognize how important this round is for them. And they're going to go back for the bread and butter of Mirage. The A execute. 3 smokes, couple flashes. take control of A, keep things nice and simple. I like this option as well. This can allow them to just settle themselves into the T half. Then they can start to look to do the fancy things a bit afterwards. But the stock standard A exec is always a good choice when the going gets tough. Smokes come in, and Ruben's going to be tasked with the entries. On point, he's going to be able to get ahead of the molly. Means he's isolated from his teammates, but he still has some support. Where's the CT smoke? Lately, actually holds his smoke, so there won't be a CT smoke, and that means Nexus is able to find a pick, and that causes some chaos now because they focus towards the CT player, and that allows them to push through the smoke onto bench. Oh my god, it's all falling apart. Sinister 5 dropped the ball.
Yeah, there's like it's technically it's fine not having a CT smoke, but then you're not flashing the CT. Like you're just throwing lamp flashes, and lamp flashes are good for like what the guy default holding ramp, like on top of default, like sitting on top of the box. That's where it flashes, and the guy close ramp. Otherwise, I swear people think lamp flashes on Mirage do like God's work. I feel like they feel like it blinds everything. But I promise you need to throw more flashes than just the lamp flashes. And I mean, since the 5, they felt it that round. They didn't flash a CT angle, they didn't flash anything pretty much besides the lamp. And we know the lamp flashes are good, but oh, so is Frozen Eagle. I'm gonna hold my thoughts. Because now the round's got interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually in a very forward position right now. Kind of split the map in half. Nexus splits his head in half, though, with that bullet, and Doru says, whatever you can do, Nexus, I can match. Alrighty, that's falling apart here in the Zika round. Unfortunately, what got off to a decent start with that headshots has just ended in more of the same. Ruben looking to try and lurk his way into the backline here on the B bomb site. If he could find this frag, gets his teammates into position, this is doable. Needs to have some trigger discipline here. He did spot the player towards Cat, and now he spotted the player towards Broken Wall as well. Finds the first pick, pivots towards the catwalk, 90 degrees. But he's not being offered anything up by Heartbreak right now, who's just sitting and waiting. But he does just expose himself ever so slightly. Alright, 2 versus 2. Retake is going to be coming into effect here for DNMK, but Sinister 5, they've gotten themselves into a very winnable position right now. Sheer retrieves the AK, he's got armor as well. And he's tucked into a nice corner right now as he looks to just try and keep some tabs on Catwalk. All in the meanwhile, Ruben can set up the crossfire as well down the range with the Eagle, and Sheer takes contact, takes down Dora as well. Now it just falls on Nexus, and he's given his position away. He has got the kit, but trying to find the frags here is just going to be way too difficult. Desperation scenes right now. If I'm him, I'm probably just saving the rifle because it's tickets. Sheer closes off the round, and Sinister 5 are in the on the board on the way of their eco round, Nick, here on the T side.
Yeah, and it opened up from Frozen, and he got a bit overzealous towards jungle, but ultimately the players coming up Cat, and Ruben's flank from window effectively wins them the round. And Sin 5, they seem like they're not a fan of gun rounds. They'll give those to DNMK, but they'll win the ecos perfectly fine. So, but now the point is they got to start stringing them together. They got to get through one more buy from DNMK, and then they can start breaking their economy, get towards those USP rounds, which everyone knows and loves. We spoke about earning the eco rounds of the other team, and this is what Sinister 5 need to start doing. They need to start converting these big gun rounds. Heartbreak, he's already spotted out and tagged down towards snipers. Now DNMK, lately and Heartbreak are in similar HP, and now the round's 50-50. Mid control is gonna go the way of Sinister 5, but it's a big but. Can they win the round, and can they start?
Thanks, I've been working on it.
Mad respect, though. I mean, mad respect. Everyone loves it. I actually watched I watched 100 Thieves video about is it real cake or is it fake cake? And everyone in the comments was like, my cake is real. You know? Yeah. Funny. Hilarious, actually.
The funniest thing I've heard in a while, actually, Nick. Oh man, this is yeah. All right, Heartbreak. Okay, I mean that's one way to segue into the round of the back of that shot. Nice flashbangs as well, but Nexus can't capitalize. Ruben somehow able to gain his vision back in time. Job's not done just yet. Sinister 5. In fact, they're making life very tough for themselves. They line up for Divo. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Sends them all the way to the bank. Finally, she is going to be able to pick up a kill, but he's incurred so much damage in the process that the round is pretty much a foregone conclusion regardless. Oh man, he only has 7 health here, and he's going to receive the same treatment. The player who opened up the round is going to finish it as well. Heartbreak with his scout finds a triple, and DNMK get themselves map points.
Dude, you know cake, like cake is in what you eat, right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
The cake. Have you not seen those trends about people making fake cakes? Like they'll make like a PS4 controller, but it's actually a cake.
Okay, I I guess I don't follow the right people on Twitter, I guess, bro.
I look like a Papega, bro.
No, I guess people want Nick, I'm the Papega, bro, because everyone watching would have got your joke, right? I mean, obviously, it was such a good joke, so don't worry. I'm the one with cake on my face, bro.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Ruben. What's interesting is that he only took 8 damage from that grenade that kind of landed in his mouth. All right. I mean, sometimes that happens. Nexus tries to fade away as the smoke dissipates, but ends up just finding 2 players, you know, casually. And he's going to hang around for a bit as well. And it's looking like the beginning of the end here. Doru takes down Lately, and Sinister 5, they just haven't pitched up here on Mirage. They haven't done themselves justice, Nick. They haven't performed at the level that we would have expected out of themselves here in this all-important match, in this elimination game up against DNMK. It's just been a flame, it's been a sea of the blue flames.
Yeah, and I was thinking since the 5, they're a bit of a dark horse coming into this. You know, DNMK, they have the fact that Nexus isn't playing for them in the future, so how they're going to perform. But I mean, they've shown up, and Nexus has showed up in leaps and bounds, and he's going to get another. When he gets a 4K in the final round, 16-5, the first map is going to go in favor of DNMK, and DNMK, they're looking solid, bro. They're looking real solid.
I mean, maybe a few other players in the scene should be warming up and grinding through Rust as well, because Nexus had a pretty good performance here. I mean, great work from him. DNMK. I mean, what can we really say, Nick, besides the fact that they just pitched up and kind of demolished Sinister 5 here on Mirage? I mean, they were in control for the entirety of that map. It never really even seemed like it got close. Even the rounds that DNMK were winning, they were sort of always keeping 3 or 4 players alive. It's not. I mean, sometimes you have 16-5s where it feels like the scoreline's not a true representation of how the map actually went, whereas this time round it kind of feels like the 16-5 is pretty accurate.
It was a comfy 16. It was a sort of pillowcase 16-5, you know. It was comfy, nice, luscious. You can put your head on it and sleep on it at night. That's how comfortable this performance was from DNMK. But I mean, since the 5, they're going to want to make Vertigo as hard as possible so they can hopefully take this to 3 maps and hopefully still have a life in the tournament.
Yeah, Nick, that's definitely what Sinister 5 are going to be looking for. I mean, they do shift into their map pick next, so we're definitely going to be expecting to see a little bit more out of them going into that next map. So let's quickly open up the giveaway before we do take a short break and then segue into Vertigo. Guys, we're going to be giving away another one of these fantastic Evesports EGL 1 Season 2 shirts. I mean, these are limited edition, guys. You got to know that these are a pretty illustrious club that you get to be a part of if you win the giveaway. So I mean, if the shirt itself is not enough of a reason, then you know you want to be on the Cool Kids Club as well anyway, regardless. So guys, we're going to be taking a short breather. When we return, we'll have Vertigo and we get to see whether Sinister 5 still have some fight left in them yet, or whether DNMK are going to just get the job done in 2. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream here. We've got Sinister 5 versus DNMK, and we're in the middle of the series. And if you were maybe running a little bit late type of thing, and you were really keen to catch today's game, and you maybe pitched up half an hour, and you're like, I'm sure I'll catch the game at halftime in the first map. It's going to be, no. First map's done, Nick. 16-5, DNMK. They're one map away from eliminating Sinister 5 and marching on into the lower bracket final, the consolidation final, whatever you want to call it. DNMK are up 1-0, Nick. Sinister 5, they need to come back here on their map pick Vertigo, otherwise they're going to be sent packing.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, from DNMK's point of view, Mirage looked comfortable. The only person that wasn't really firing at all was Divo, and he was one of the players where if he pops, he really pops. If he has sort of those quiet 18 for 18 games, like a super solid player.
Yeah.
He was one of the players in DNMK who just wasn't fragging, but he didn't need to. He didn't have to put 20 frags when all his other teammates were popping 20s. And from Sinister 5's point of view, no one really stepped up to the plate. Like a couple people had around 15 frags. Obviously, there was, unfortunately, they just didn't seem to get the ball rolling. They didn't seem to have a stranglehold of Mirage and crack DNMK's code in how they played. But Vertigo is their map pick. Hopefully, they're a bit more comfortable. Hopefully, they have a bit more of a fight. And hopefully, we see Train.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we want, right? We want to see the 3-map series. The 3-map series that we've been so desperately asking for here throughout the entirety of Season 2. We have not had one 3-map series yet in 7 weeks of Counter-Strike on every Tuesday and Thursday. Nick, something is broken. I've been casting this EUCS. Nick, every team wins their map pick. You cast 3-map series. That's what happens. And it hasn't been happening yet, man. It's just been crazy how we haven't had a 3-mapper. So, please, Lord, oh Lord, can we have Sinister 5 winning here on Vertigo so that we can go the distance onto Train?
Yeah, in SA we might as well just have best of 2s, and then it's either a draw or a 2-0, because majority of the time it's a 2-0 anyway. So what's the point of having best of 3s if you've only played 2 maps of a thing?
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
But in all honesty, coming into Vertigo, DNMK, they played Sinister 5 previously I want to say a couple months ago, but that might be a bit of a stretch. But Sinister 5, they seem pretty comfortable on it. I mean, if you remember way back when, how they play the map is they sort of play retake A, they play super passive, they do the wall of smokes in front of the sides, and they pretty much defuse the bomb like that. When they play CT side, T side is pretty much Chappy finding the holes in middle. They were playing WRG, which seemed to be a bit of a fish out of water on Vertigo, all things considered, not really having the CT defense up to scratch. But Sinister 5, they're definitely a force to be reckoned with on Vertigo. And DNMK, they had a bit of success towards the end of last year and the start of this year on Vertigo. So, I mean, do we see a DNMK 2-0 to Sinister 5 or a comeback? I don't know, in all honesty. I'm hoping it's the latter. I'm hoping Sinister 5 can take this map, and hopefully we can see Train. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
I mean, Nick, the thing is, right, it just felt like Sinister 5 got completely outclassed on the previous map. It's not like it was a very close game type of thing that they can take a bit of confidence out of. It's like they didn't even pitch up. We sort of just started the series with 1-0 lead here for DNMK. Yeah. But this is a best of 3. And it's going to happen in Counter-Strike where sometimes you don't pitch up, and it's as simple as that. There's nothing you can really do about it. That's a part of life. Sometimes things aren't going to go your way, and it's just going to feel completely uncomfortable and out of sorts. But you have to have the ability to actually mentally reset yourself and just come back, calm down and focus on the task at hand. I mean, this game's not done, Nick. Teams have lost the first map in series and come back to win the series so many times in the past. It's not an undoable thing, especially even when you've been blown out of the water in the first map. So I want to see Sinister 5 show a bit of their tenacity here, a bit of their mental fortitude, and show that they have what it takes to be tested and still come back swinging. And I think that they do. I think they do have those types of individuals, especially somebody like lately, Nick. He did struggle in the previous map, but you can bet your top dollar that he's not the guy who's going to be sweating and crying about what's happened in the past. He's going to come up and pitch up here on Vertigo, and he's going to do his absolute best for the team. And so I think that Sinister 5 are still in with the shouts.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it comes down to, as you said, the mental fortitude, flipping the switch in your brain. The first map never happened. You're playing 2 best of 1s now. If you win the first best of 1, you can play the second best of 1. And if you happen to win both best of 1, you win the best of 3. It's a magical. 3 1s.
Yeah,
3
I
1s
like
make a 3. So, I mean, if you're Sinister 5, you just got a mental reset. Act as if Mirage never happened. You're on your map pick. You're on your homestay. Just be confident. If you, as you said, I think lately is definitely one of the players. He's very strong, big ego on him for good reason. Like, he's a talented player, so he's got to come into Vertigo just with the confidence. Yes, it's going to be tough, but if he gets that one sick round, even if it's the pistol round, let's say he gets 1v2 on pistol, right back into it. It's going to be a completely different mental reset. And if you're Sinister 5, you're going to have to need that, because in all honesty, last map was rough. When you have one player who's just not pitching up, it's super rough for the rest of your teammates to draw from his like sort of competitiveness and everything. So lately, he's going to be the X factor. If he shows up, then Sinister 5 hopefully take us to 3. Sinister 5 will take us to 3. Lately, will show up and it will happen.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I like the positivity squad going on right now in our little chat, Nick. I mean, you know, we've spoken quite highly of how we want to see Sinister 5 come back into this, but if we do just train ourselves across the DNMK for a second here once again, I mean, Nick, they pick Vertigo quite often into series that they play. Maybe like not much as I mean, don't know if they've been doing it as much in recent times, but definitely in like the past 3 or 4 months, the team has been playing Vertigo fairly regularly. It's not like been a map that they've been completely straying away from. So, I mean, it's not like this is going to be a free path back into this best of 3 for Sinister 5. This is still going to be very tough. I mean, on the CT side, you're going to have to deal with Kani at the B bomb side every single round. So whoever that B player is going to have to constantly be aware of Kani's presence. Doesn't matter whether he's going to be lurking there or DNMK are going to come for an exec, they'll always be presence. And then you have to deal with the likes of Divo and Doru just fragging you out towards A ramp. So this is still going to be a very tough task for Sinister 5. They're going to have to be at the top of their game if they're going to be getting back into the series, because this DNMK team is still fire on Vertigo.
I agree 100%, and I think Kani is definitely one of the players who's scary when you're playing B and you know Kani's around the corner. You know you can't push because Kani's holding. Next thing you know, you're starting to rotate and you get shot in the back of the head, and then you've lost the site and they planted the bomb B and you've lost the round. And now you've lost the game 2-0. Now you knocked out the tournament. You get some money, but it's not as much money as you want, dude. Everything, it just snowballs from there. But I think DNMK, as you said, they're super confident on Vertigo, probably just as much as Sin 5 in all honesty. And I think DNMK, it's sort of like the last hurrah. We spoke about it. Nexus, he's leaving the roster, so maybe in all honesty, they're just going to be playing super loosey-goosey, and they're just going to be super confident coming into Vertigo.
Having fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Making the most of the last hurrah here. Why wouldn't they be, guys? We're going to be jumping into the pistol round here on Vertigo. Sinister 5 on the CT side, DNMK on the T side. It's do or die for Sinister 5. Lose this round and they're eliminated, or lose this map rather. Rounds
lose the round and you lose.
And lose the pistol round and the game's over. No, that's a little bit of a stretch. Guys, got something giveaway open at the moment for one of these EGL 1 Season 2 shirts. So the keyword for that is Yorba. Make sure you're a South African resident if you do enter. It's only for locals, unfortunately. But DNMK look like they're going to try and follow up the momentum that they had from the previous map and take it into this map as they're just charging forward on the T-side pistol. They're going to be actually going in towards the B-bomb side. That's pretty good for Sinister 5 because that's where they still have 2 of their remaining players left in the round. The only 2 players that are left, but doesn't seem like it's making much of a difference. Heartbreak, he just hasn't let go of W this entire round, Nick. They do finally see Ruben out and they're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't take this last fight. Let's just go across to the completely open bomb site.
You know, I mean, lately he's already got more kills this round than he had the whole of last map. So, I mean,
Jesus
in all
Christ.
honesty, Ruben, surely he should be coming in with all the confidence coming into this. So Ruben, he's got the kits, he's got a flashbang on him as well. 1 kill in the round already. Heartbreak is in a bit of a tough position, and Doru, I assume, is just going to be peeking off the tap. So Ruben, he's announced his presence with the sound cues. Heartbreak's also replied to the shot and he's trying to tap the bomb. They should understand he couldn't shoot the kits and he's just going to try to fight him. Doru and Heartbreak going to welcome him with open arms. First map in the way of DNMK. First round.
No, you were right. No, Nick, you were right. You were right. The first map did go the way of DNMK.
Yeah, now Sin 5 have lost. They lost the round. They've lost. They've lost. As you've said, they've lost now.
The identity. Let's wrap it up, guys. Wrap it up.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, I will check you guys know. But yeah, I mean, I like the way that Heartbreak plays that, by the way, towards Skinny. He just jiggle peeks Ruben and then he immediately rotates it back across towards Ramp because he knows that Ruben expects them to be split 1-1 then, and Ruben does try force the issue, so it makes for an easy kill. Little attention to detail there. Nice to see coming out of Heartbreak. And Sinister 5, they're going to force back in response here. Desert Eagles, a scout on Chappie as well. Frozen saves so that he can take a little bit of extra cash into that gun round. He can afford the AWP. But for the most part, this should be an easy round for DNMK.
Yeah, they're just going to be playing a slow default towards the A side. Try to get this ramp control. Play up in the meantime. And Sin 5, they're still currently split 2-on-2s. So they've got Frozen gathering info towards middle. He is leaning towards the A side, however, so you can rotate in relatively swiftly. But if you're a DNMK, you can't really go wrong with 2 smokes on the sides and a good execute against these pistols. Just make sure the spacing is good, the trading is good. You'll be good in this round. And sure, he could be the first one to welcome them. He's just shot that one. He's been naded down. The smoke and Skinny in response.
That was the last piece of util Sinister 5 had, so now they're going to have to try and line up the defense. They have rotated the extra player in cross, so they do have numbers here at least. Looks like they want to try and consider going for the boost. DNMK, they need to get something going here. They are going to start to make their way in towards the bomb side of the back. Util raining in. Sinister 5, even though they've got the numbers, they don't really have the position to work with. Chappie will be able to find one. Lately in the backline gets a pick as well, as does Ruben, so things spiraling out of control here for DNMK with only 15 seconds left. They need to try and force the issue onto Chappie. They won't be able to get to the B sides in time. Kanye's trying. He's got his running shoes on, going as quickly as he possibly can. Oh no, Nick, I think those shots might have done it, you know. I think that those shots might have been enough to actually stop Kanye from finding the plant. If he doesn't get tagged there, he doesn't get slowed down from the aim punch, and he gets the bomb plant in time. Oh man, that's crazy.
Dude, what is that? Dude, what? Like, just frozen spamming the Mac 10, literally win. He doesn't know that yet, but when he watches the VOD back, like, he effectively won the round. Like, he hasn't got to kill this map so far.
He made the round-winning play, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think things just got touch and go from DNMK. They weren't considering the flank. Next thing you know, there's one player coming up behind. There's 3 players stacked towards Skinny and Sin 5. They get the response, and that's exactly what they needed. Chappie's running down the ramp. He's got 2. Wow. Nexus, he doesn't have his wits about him. Chappie's got 3. Very nice, very nice.
Are they communicating? Maybe, maybe not.
Depends.
Rust is a bit loud in the background. Kanye and Doru in the 2 versus 4 here. I mean, that was just, it just seemed funny because I was watching Kanye's perspective. He was going on a bit of a fight on the B side, but didn't Chappie push down Skinny there with the Mac 10?
He just W down the ramp. He just jumped up
down the ramp.
On the top of the sandbags and just
how did he get behind Nexus though? Is what I'm wondering. Anyway, I mean, maybe I should pay more attention.
I don't know. Maybe he was blind. I wasn't on Nexus POV. I was on Chappie, just watching the Mac 10.
Just seeing. All right. I mean, fair enough. I think you got the action-packed view anyway. Doru hopefully going to be packing these next 50 seconds with some action. 1 versus 3 here for him. He's got the Galil, couple flashes, the bomb as well. So I mean, this is doable for the young man. Nick, does he win this?
I remember the time Doru won a 1v3.
Okay, alrighty.
On Vertigo. You know,
he's going to give his position away with the flash, so that's certainly going to be giving Sinister 5 the clue early on that they need to start rotating across. Which frag does he find first again, Nick?
It's actually lately peeking heaven. The first frag he finds.
Alright.
And then he kills. Actually, I always get that one mixed up. Yeah, I was actually thinking about a different round. That's my bad.
Yeah, I know.
There's another round where he kills lately heaven, and then he kills Chappie's a low HP, and just happens to have a scout full use on that round as well. But I mean,
yeah,
no,
of
talk
course.
about that, and then
it's
rotate
cool.
comes in, and you get. Dude, I get them mixed up all the time.
Unlucky, Nick. No one can blame you. I mean, with all the demos you watch, how can you even remember anymore whether you were casting or watching the demo?
It's
all the lines are blurred.
At the end of the day.
That's actually true, man.
What a simulation.
Nick, I think you need to get yourself some of those like blue filter glasses or something like that cuts the blue light out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching. You know, you'll look at your screen for a long time with the amount of demos I've seen you've been watching lately, man.
It's about time.
You're still young, man. I want those beautiful eyes to keep their strength. You know.
You know, it happens, eh? It happens.
Oh, I mean, this is actually essentially your 4th last cast for the time being.
Yeah.
Until you
putting it that way, Jesus, it made me.
Hey, I mean, I know. I mean, that's why do you think I've been having all these sad nights? I mean, I'm counting down the days. I'm gonna be losing my boy. Look what they've done to my boy.
4 days, and then I'm. Oh, dude, that's crazy. I didn't even think about
it. Yeah. So we've got to make the most of it here. We've got to relish this opportunity here, sharing the mic with you, man.
Yeah, make all the bad jokes I can. You know,
I'm gonna have to start throwing a lot more money at you to get you to come and join me again in the future.
I'll have to be a stripper as well.
Oh wait, we didn't tell the public. Right.
Oh,
Never mind.
My bad.
Frozen. He's gonna be hoping. He hopes to make enough money to potentially find one of those himself. He'll just pick up the 2 kills. $1,200 is probably enough. Divo and Kanye. This is just the eco round, of course, from DNMK. So they shouldn't be getting too much done.
They're expensive nowadays, bro. Oh, what? Huh? I don't know. Dude, I've heard they're expensive nowadays.
Losing against eco rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah, dude, like nuts actually.
All the money.
When you're just spending your money on stuff and then just no financial return. Get a little bit emotionless afterwards.
Sounds like you're speaking from the heart there, Nick. A little bit of experience still starting to come through. Alright, well,
depends who you ask.
Yeah, fair enough. 3-1 here since the 5. They're going to be pretty happy with the way that things have started on Vertigo. You know, when you come off the back of a pretty tough map, it's really nice to get off to a good start on the second map because it kind of just allows you to reset mentally. You can kind of just get yourself settled into the equation. You kind of put the demons to bed from the previous map, and maybe that's what's going to be happening here for Sinister 5. And you know, somebody like Chappie, he's actually, or rather lately, he's going to feel like he has a point to prove, right? Because he's also playing against his friends here. He was in a team with Nexus and Heartbreak, so he's definitely going to feel like he wants to show them that was just a once-off occasion.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely going to be a bit of banter in the WhatsApp after this game. Definitely, if DNMK win and Chappie and lately, sorry, says like, oh, well done, sort of thing, and then Heartbreak will. I know Heartbreak. He's a low baller, you know. He'll definitely hit one below the belt, sort of thing. No disrespect to my boy, but he's too wrapped up in crypto nowadays, dude. Like, all Heartbreak cares about is crypto.
My man?
Yeah,
I didn't know that, and I'm actually so glad that you told me, because Heartbreak's going to be a very rich man one day.
Yeah, mad respect.
Just by the way, crypto, you know, little free hint, it's the future. But wait until Bitcoin hits 300k before you start listening. That's cool. I'm just going to fill my bags until then.
Yeah. I'll take all the Bitcoin in the meantime. You can trade a bit. Don't mind me.
All the Bitcoin. Don't mind me. Oh, Nick, good one. Bitcoin
one
mining.
One day when I'll have 1 Bitcoin.
Shit, I'm.
Okay.
I mean, a Bitcoin's probably around R1 million at the moment.
Dude, it's skyrocketing right now.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's 886,000 right now.
Not
It's still
bad.
around its all-time high. Yeah, I've been following that stuff like crazy as well, bro. I plan on retiring in 10 years and just like casting Counter-Strike and living on some island near Bali or something like that. I don't know.
Casting
I'll probably like,
Bali,
yeah,
in your pool in the back.
or on my yacht, even.
Yeah.
You know, like there's gonna be options.
Or
It's gonna be
either
like-
that or partying in Ibiza.
All right.
Between parties, you're busy casting.
We could do Monaco as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't go
you know,
wrong.
it's wherever the tax havens are. It's where you'll catch me.
Yeah, definitely.
Did I say that on stream? No.
Maybe. I don't know. What? I think you cut out there. You spoke about like paying.
I know.
Something like that.
Sorry, bro. Internet dropped.
Yeah, happens, eh?
Like Dorus.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And that's what we're waiting for at the moment. If you guys are wondering why Nick and I are just sort of going into podcast mode at the moment, that's it's because we're waiting for Doru to reconnect. He's having some tech issues at the moment. So once he's returned, normality shall return as well in terms of our cast, at least back to mine and Nick's standards of normality.
I mean, is that really normality though?
I mean, it is a subjective term, right? So kind of make it your own.
True. Yeah. I need to buy myself some chilies, dude. I haven't bought any chilies because I haven't added money to Binance yet, and I need to buy some chilies. So.
Oh, okay. Are you're flexing here? You're trying to flex that you got some knowledge on the altcoins? Is that what's going on?
The thing is, like, what I heard, I'm a massive football fan, football fan, and I heard chilies may or may not.
Man
be
United, right? Sorry.
No,
sorry, I'm kidding.
I'm done. Hire someone else. No, I'm kidding. I heard chilies can be used to like buy NFTs or like football teams and whatnot. So I'm not doing it for the monetary point of view. When City comes out with a sick NFT and I buy it, then
yes,
it's more the emotional backing.
Okay,
maybe if it goes through the roof, I'd be opposed. I mean, I don't mind. If it does,
you do know that those NFTs are like forms of investments as well, right? Because you buy it for that certain value, and then they hold that value, and when the value of that specific crypto increases, then the value of that NFT increases. So that's cool,
definitely from my perspective with the football stuff. If I buy an NFT for my football team, the monetary I don't care about. It's more about the emotional stuff, you know.
I know. Imagine it gives you that emotional kick, and then also its price goes up by 10 times. I mean, Craigasm.
I mean, can't do things better, you know. On these spots, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cryptos out there that are definitely going to be making a lot of money. Check me out on Twitter at Haze Casting if you want to learn more. I'll, get you into my Ponzi scheme or something.
I don't mind that.
Yes, there is an AC. I see Josh saying that there's that AC Milan token. Yes, there is. Those are called fan tokens. And those are also becoming a pretty big thing, actually.
I just wish that there was like a podcast because I know there's YouTube videos and stuff, but some of them are a bit more visual than the audio. I just wish there was like a
Oh,
weekly
okay.
podcast which could just
For
update
crypto?
me while I'm watching my demo, dude. Like, while I'm
Okay.
watching demos and stuff like that, and can listen to the crypto shenanigans.
Well, Nick, there's some shenanigans going on the server right now because we're back live. And Kani has destroyed Frozen, but that's not going to be the main point of the attack here for DNMK. It's actually on the opposite side of the map, as it normally is when Kani's up to his standard shenanigans, as I quote your fantastic word there once again, because my brain won't give me another one to work with. 3 versus 5, yeah. That works too. Ridiculousness.
I love that. I'm trying. I'm literally trying to think. He's dude. I need to read more. I don't read enough vocabulary. I just say.
Why don't you? There we go. You can read while you watch your demos.
I can't do that, dude. I need those chameleon eyes from like one.
Just channel your inner JR, bro.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I actually just need to pay someone to watch the demo for me while I read about cool words and crypto in one sort of thing, and then I'll be sorted. I'll be good.
Yep.
I'll be gobsmacked.
Sounds like a plan. What's the plan around here for DNMK? It looks like they are trying to make moves towards this A site once again, but it's Frozen who draws first blood onto Divo. And that's a nice opening pick that goes unanswered right now, but Nexus is still in the vicinity. And a DNMK are starting to consider the alternative options. Nexus, he has the reaction speed. Oh, and he's... Oh, no, it's actually Heartbreak who comes through with the frag there. Picks up Frozen, his opposite number. And now it looks like DNMK are going to start to split themselves on towards this B bomb side. Doru coming through middle is looking for the timing, while Kani and Heartbreak start to edge their way forward up the stairs, but Ruben's able to find a kill. And it looks like that's kind of changed the plan here for Doru. He wants to maybe find the flanker before he gets in on the mix, or rather the rotates, and he does take down Shia. So now this is left lately in a sandwich, and he finds Doru. Heartbreak are not able to get them off the plant quick enough as well, so lately will double down, and it's Sinister 5 who find their 4th round.
Yeah, things looking super solid for Sinister 5. Finally, they can string some couple rounds together. I do think they got one more buy round to get through from DNMK, all things considered. Maybe just a couple deagles. That is actually going to be the case. Just armor and a couple upgraded pistols and see what damage they can get done. But Sin 5, you finally earned that eco round that we speak about. And hopefully, they can post another round on the board to make this as competitive as possible. And ultimately, start to make themselves favorites into winning their map pick and take us to the third.
I mean, they've definitely looked like they've turned up here on Sinister 5, and they're performing with the sort of standard that we expect out of Sinister 5, which is good to see. That they've been able to mentally reset themselves here and pitch up to and show their genuine face. Desert Eagles across the board here for DNMK as they're starting to be scrutinized here on the T side. They've been playing with a bit of a freestyle so far, but maybe that looseness is actually what's giving Sinister 5 the easier chance to find these kills. Chappie going to be activating from the sandbags. He finds himself 2 kills, traded out by Nexus, but shouldn't be spiraling out of control here for Sinister 5. They still have the man advantage, and they've got players on the A site. So I guess the best that DNMK could hope for would maybe be a bomb plant from here, coupled with the 2 plants. Nexus, with those long arms, will be able to reach the M4, and the AK retrieved as well, but only for a short time, as Kani does get taken down by Frozen's AWP, and Nexus needs to reload the gun, but he's not going to, which means he'll find the first kill and then die immediately afterwards. Not even, never mind.
And Lushko Malushko, but Sin 5, clean up the pistol round relatively comfortably. 3 people stay up, which does mean that 2 of them that did stay up at the previous don't have to rebuy everything. They can drop over a couple M4s if they need to be. But Chappie, he's actually purchased up the MP9. No utility as well, which does assume that it's going to be some sort of a fast play towards the ramp and see if he can push the issue on towards the DNMK camp. And he is actually going to do that. W key has been taped down this round. He's going to play close beyond this deep ramp smoke. Let's see if Heartbreak is going to have his number, or if it's going to be the other way around.
Oh, Frozen just wants to get out of here, and it looks like he will be able to. Yeah, that looked like it was getting a little bit awkward for Sinister 5. Frozen misses his smoke. And Nexus, in the meantime, he's found the timing towards middle. Something he's always been very good at on Vertigo is just finding these gaps in middle. And he takes lately down, and he's in a position to catch Sheer off guard. I don't think Sheer's going to be expecting it to be so far forward. The flash comes over the top from Frozen. Doesn't at all affect Nexus's vision, even though Frozen gets the assist. Sheer does come out on top with that kill, though. And it means it's going to be a 4 versus 4 here as DNMK start grouping themselves up towards A ramp. There's actually nobody on the safe site right now as it stands, Nick. But they do start rotating back in.
Yeah, Chappie just went to go retrieve that AK, and we spoke about previously that he didn't buy up any utility, he just had a smoke. And now what a good time it would be to have utility, right? As soon as this hit does come in, you will try defend them off, but Doru's just going to be a menace towards
Nice
B
one way.
streets. Yeah, it is a very nice one. A big fan of that. Have a nice little, you can crouch up the top and have full vision of the site, and if you're the CTs, you kind of have to respect it. If you peek out, you're going to get your head ripped off, but Doru, he's walked up, he's not crouching, he's not using the one way for its full effect. Just like that, the bomb's going to be planted on A.
Yeah, the molly's slightly late there from Sinister 5 means the plant's going to be coming through here unaffected. One-man advantage for Sinister 5, so the retake's definitely on the cards here. They got a flash as well, but look at this forward position that Kani's taken up here. He wants to try and set the defense up as early as he can, and Heartbreak finding that pick is going to be making his life easier. Flash as well, but it's slightly premature. The smoke is still sitting up right now, and Kani right up close to Coastal will be pushing off the back of that flash. However, he gets taken down by Ruben, and that allows Sinister 5 to start making their way forward onto the bomb side. Don't want to force the issue here onto Diver. They do take him down. Heartbreak still alive though. 1 versus 2 for the IGL. Catches Sheer off on the angle, and now it should be an easy clutch from here. Finishes it off as he finds Ruben. Big round coming out of Heartbreak as he finds the quad kill.
You know, Heartbreak channeling his inner Nico, dude. Like, who buys the Krieg nowadays? But Heartbreak is doing God's work with it. A bit of a questionable play coming out from Frozen. Usually when those smokes are out, you get a bit of a... You can't really have a full vision when you're coming out heaven, and he had the AWP. I don't know if you were scoped up or not, but he pretty much effectively gave Heartbreak a free kill, and then it was a 3v3, so things just not going Sinister 5's way on the retake, and things are going Nexus' way in this round. He's going to get the first one towards Ruben. Lately dropped the smoke in response, see if he's going to be playing around that, but hearing him getting tagged, he's not having any luck.
Yeah. Comical scenes. Oh, Divo.
Ooh. Dude, sick one. Nice.
Nice.
Love those ones. Love those ones.
Oh, looking like it's all it's going to be in the round in the way of entertainment. I say that until Frozen rips Nexus's head off. Maybe he wants to add another one to his tally in the round as well. Hanging around, he's in position, but Kani, who has the bomb, not going to be thinking about planting that. No. He just wants to find the frag. 5-4. And it's going to have to be a double savior for Sinister 5. So this should be DNMK leveling up the scoreline.
It should be. Especially the fact that Sinister 5 have really no good buy at all. Lately he's just got a deagle. That's the most noticeable weapon in the Sinister 5 camp. I don't know if DNMK understand that that's Sinister 5 or eco. Maybe they got to play this a little bit more slowly. But Doru is going to be flashing for Nexus to peek out the ladder. But they are going to be walking to 5 CTs in this middle position. So if you're Nexus, the last thing you want to do is give away a rifle, dude. Why are you not giving away a rifle?
No.
Okay, never mind. They're giving away 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great job initially there by Nexus, but then both himself and Doru end up going down. So, I mean, it's a couple save guns here for Sinister 5, but I'm not sure that anything much will be happening unless Divo wants to make life a little bit more difficult for himself. Chappie's low as well, and I like this from Divo, Nick. I mean, he doesn't actually go for the repeak there, values his life. So often we see players in South Africa just throwing caution to the wind and actually just trying to take the fight. And yeah, nice discipline there out of Divo. Small, but good attention to detail from him.
Yeah, definitely. If he gives up his life there, then it's a completely different round. It has a completely different name written on it. And Shear's on this flank. He does have this Galil, but he doesn't have armor. He doesn't have a kit. He's going to see if he can get the next frag, hopefully upgrade this Galil, but he's going to be in tag first. I was going to say the aim punch is going to be his demise, but he's actually going to rip Heartbreak's head off. So, in all honesty, considering it's Nico round, you made 3 players 4 from DNMK. It's a successful one at that. You've saved the Galil as well. Definitely better than the FAMAS, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Sin 5. I don't think you're going to be too upset with this one. Going into the next full buy.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Absolutely, Nick. They've definitely taken a heap of the economy that DNMK would have hoped to have carried into this round away from them. And you can see, I mean, it's not like completely back-breaking frags, but it's definitely meant that they don't have as much money to work with going into the next round. So if they win this, then DNMK spend everything they have left in their reserves, and then you win the next round and there's nothing left, right? So that's always predicated off of winning the rounds, and it looks like DNMK, they're going to be testing Sinister 5 Archer with an aggressive strategy. Nexus leading the charge, just sprays lately down through the wood. And that's been unanswered for the time being. Ruben's been blinded up as well. He's left to try and retreat. And thankfully for him, his teammate Frozen with the second AWP comes in with the swooping kill there to keep him alive. And Sheer finds Doru in middle. That's the bomb that's been dropped as well. Is it? Or is the bomb underneath? I'm not sure. If it is the bomb, it's very, very awkward. No, it's not the bomb. Okay, but still, I mean, the round is looking in dire straits right now for DNMK. Divo gonna have to do a lot of work here to try and salvage the situation. Frozen up close to the smoke. is taking a very aggressive position right now. If he gets found out here, it could be leaving his team in a spot to bother, and that's why as the smoke starts to dissipate, he takes a slightly more passive angle. Oh, and there we go. He finds the kill onto Kani. 1 versus 3 now for Divo to try and work with. He can barely breathe here from this position. Oh, man. Nearly make something happen.
Yeah, DNMK just tried to put pedal to the metal and just go for a fast B, and it just didn't end up working for them since the 5.
Yeah.
Nexus did get the opening kill. Ruben, he missed a shot, fell back, ultimately played his life really successfully. Frozen came in on the rotate, and things just went Sinister 5's way in that buy round. Nexus, he's going to be the player downgrading himself to a Mac 10 so that the rest of his team can get a full buy. 4 AKs up on the board. And 5 rifles, or 3 rifles and 2 AWPs. The double AWP setup going to come out from Sin 5 once more as they played in the previous. And if they found success in this, then maybe DNMK, maybe Sinister 5 will be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually quite a big round economically speaking when you see both of these teams don't have any money to carry into the next round. So whoever wins this is going to be gaining a nice economic foothold to carry into the rest of this half. And it seems like it's probably going to determine who wins this half. Because right now, it's up for grabs for either of these teams. And Kani's been able to make his way quite far forward on the B side. Quite often when we see teams getting a player post in that position, they'll actually want to execute themselves into the B side because they can sort of pounce off of the platform. But they're rather just going to post Kani in that cubby and then shift themselves back across to A. Maybe if Kani can find a frag, which he does onto lately. Now, this might make things interesting. How does it force Sinister 5 to shift the defense? They have been playing retake on the A side for the time being, and it doesn't look like that's going to be changing. 2 HE grenades being held right now. The plan is for them to nade the planter. And that's if the plant is on default. That will be a successful one. And now we're going to be seeing DNMK looking to get themselves in. They don't have the nades out, so that's a problem. The plant will be coming through here. Ruben and Frozen, though, they both find a frag apiece. Kani's been taken down on the opposite side of the map, which means he's not going to be having any further impact. And we've seen that in these rounds where Sinister 5 have had the one-man advantage. The retakes have been alright. And let's see if that's going to be the case here once again. The double orb still in play, which can actually be a bit of a liability sometimes. And they start to make their way forward. Smoke's being dropped. They've got their kits as well. And it looks like Divo, Doru, and Nexus are going to be tested. Great first shot there from Frozen. He also connects onto Nexus. And this is the round over. Sheer finds Divo. And Sinister 5, they make the retake look easy, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye got 1 kill on the one side of the map, and Sin 5 just seemed to have the read. They sort of had the idea that, oh, it's just Kanye making his presence known on the one side of the map. They just left B, even though they knew he was so pushed up. Frozen rotated off. Ruben was ultimately able to deal with him. It would have been a completely different round if DNMK just decided to regroup down towards the B ramp and re-execute completely different round. But since the 5, they were just super confident with that read. Yeah. Whoever made that call in the Sin 5 TS, he's super jumping. Maybe he's pushing, but he's got 4.
Oh my god.
Oh, lines them up and knocks them down. Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
He could even find the ace as well, as Kani's going to be found out towards CT, and he does. Clean shooting from him. Good work in the anti-eco. That's going to be boosting his ego for sure. Ego frags. Always healthy. I'm back.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Now he's going to jinx himself and get no kills for the rest of the game. What? Who said that?
I mean, this has been a good showing from Sinister 5. They've secured themselves the half at the bare minimum. And Frozen, looking to be proactive in the defense, is exactly what we want to see out of him. And yes, he goes down there. But, I mean, I think he re-peaked, which maybe means he went one step too far. But I still don't mind seeing him trying to make those sorts of plays. And lately, he's going to be tested here towards middle, Nick. He's got 3 players on the opposite side of that smoke as he's going on a bit of an explorer's mission. Himself and Doru are going to spot one another, and the AK trumps the Emperor every day of the week. Chappie looking to try and salvage the situation as he's rotated himself back in. He spotted Nexus out on the booster. He's ready and waiting for him. Shuts him down. Great work coming out of Chappie as he gets this round back into his team's, or at least into even numbers. It's Shia who goes one further and gets it into his team's favor. It's falling apart for DNMK. The 5 versus 3 is now turned into a 3 versus 2 in their opponent's favor.
Yeah, it seems like the solo lurks coming out from DNMK just aren't finding the success they had prior. And Divo, he's stuck in no man's land in middle, and Chappie's going to get the 3rd in the round. Just like that, it's Kani, usually the player causing his presence over towards B. He's now over towards A. With the bomb in hand, and he could possibly win out this round. Smoke and flash and put Chappie in the grave. So he's going to be able to plant the bomb. He's actually going to fake it out and see if he can draw out a peek. Drop the smoke. Try to play around. He's going to stick the bomb this time, and Ruben and Shell are going to be just on the other side of Link, and he's going to try reposition. Spots out
Tiny.
Shear's legs, but he
my
doesn't
God.
actually think Ruben's so close. He
Yeah.
takes out a flash and falls in the meantime. So since the 5, they're going to post 9, and hopefully they get
Yeah.
double digits. Hopefully for their sake, they're going to get double digits in the first half of Vertigo.
Nick, I mean, that's unfortunate for Kanye, right? Because you can kind of understand the school of thought there. Once he finds the first pick, his immediate thought process is, okay, 1 versus 1, let me buy time. Let me get back to safety and try and play the depth of this post plant. So he gets the pick and immediately pivots and tries to run away. Doesn't actually consider the fact that the second player could be right there as well. So it's an easier clutch for Ruben to win. And this could be double digits on the cards here for Sinister 5. DNMK kind of feels like they actually need the 6th round to take into the second half. This has gotten away from them, and they're going to try and brute force their way up towards the A ramp right now. Nexus leading the charge does open up to Chappie. Shia and Lately are still around though, and they're finding some frags. But it will be Ruben who goes down to Heartbreak untraded, meaning it is the one-man advantage for the T side as they get the bomb down.
I mean, the one thing that Sin 5 do have going for them is a super fast flank from Lately. They should understand DNMK that this is a possibility, considering that Lately didn't fake the death cam after he killed Doru towards middle, and he's just made his presence known. So now the flank has been found out. Heartbreak's taken down Lately. Doru's dropped the smoke, and Divo has dropped his head, which means 9-6 half.
Yeah.
Pretty closely contested, all things considered. But now, since the 5, it's their map pick. Hopefully, they have a lot of stuff on T side that they can express towards the stream and everyone watching, and hopefully they can take the train.
I mean, Nick, it's looking like we might be on the cards here for a 3-mapper. This pistol round is definitely going to be indicative of what we might be in store for here heading into the rest of the second half. DNMK, they can set the tone here if they win this and start to craft their way into the second half on the CT side. But if Sinister 5 win this pistol round, they can also start to pull ahead. So it's a big pistol. And it looks like Sinister 5 are going to be testing the B bomb site. Util raining in, all 5 players charging their way forward. Doru going to be the first point of contention. Up close and personal, tapping away. He's going to be taken down immediately without any response. But somehow, Kanye's been able to stay alive, dancing his way around the individuals. He'll finally be able to get a kill. And that's all it's looking like it's going to be. I mean, DNMK, they've been shut out of this bomb site. They will be having a crack at the retake, and Divo charging forward. He finds 2 amazing shots. That brings him back into the 2 versus 2. All of a sudden, looks is looking doable, but a great flashbang means that Lately will find some easy picks, at least the first one onto Nexus. And it means that Divo's going to have to quad kill clutch the situation if DNMK are going to be winning the round. He's picked up the kit, so he's bought himself a little bit of extra time. But not that much time to work with. Going to be tapping the bomb to force some peeks out of Sinister 5, and Lately will bury his bullet in Divo's brain. And Sinister 5 find themselves on double digits.
Yeah, super sick round coming out from Sinister 5. Just an aggro B play, and unfortunately Doru playing close can't get anything done with the USP. And Kanye, I think he tried the trigger discipline, or maybe just wasn't cleared, something like that, but he only got 1, and then he was fallen. So just like that, DNMK find themselves 4 rounds down. A sick nade coming out from Sheer in middle. The Zeus has been brought up by Trevor, so hopefully he can get something done. He's already dropped down B ramp. Hopefully he can get a Zeus. It would be a little bit of a cheeky one.
I mean, it doesn't matter what team you support when you're watching a game. Everyone loves a Zeus kill.
That's facts. That's facts.
But Sinister 5 are playing some much better Counter-Strike here so far on Vertigo. They're just playing with some prowess now. A little bit of confidence. A little bit of swag, man. Just, they've got a spring in their step. Playing a lot more fearlessly as well.
Rip Zeus. Rip the Zeus chance.
Yeah. Can we just skip to the next round now? Can we just fast forward, please?
No, this
There's
was
only USBs
overrated.
left.
I just wanted to see the Zeus, dude.
/FF. Let's go.
Yeah.
Chappie, get it done for us, please, lad.
He's turned up, actually. Like, in all honesty, both maps, Chappie's been the performer for Sin 5, and I think he's probably... I wonder if he's enjoyed, like, dropping the IGL role, because we found that out last week that Ruben's taken up the reins. I wonder if Chappie's enjoying it more, like, not having to call so much. He does say he has a bit of a say in the secondary calling department, calling mid-round or whatnot, so I think it'll be interesting if Chappie's actually enjoyed, like, dropping the RGL. It seems like his performances have increased at least, so it'll be interesting to find out.
I mean, we've seen that with a few players, right? God's not dead, another one of them, but I'm going to have to hold on to that point because it seems like Sinister 5 want to turn up the pace in this round, charging their way forward onto the safe bomb side. Frozen leads the charge with the Mac 10. Will open up onto Heartbreak, who's kind of left high and dry there by his teammates. And it's a 4 versus 4. Sinister 5 don't have to commit to this, you know. They could still just go back and reconsider their alternative options because they would have known that they've bled DNMK dry of pretty much all the useful they possess. Sinister 5, they still have a lot of util to work with, so I'd love to see the T side just slow things down from here and actually go back and take map control back. You know, re-explore B, re-explore middle, use the full length of the round. But it seems like they're just going to actually rather just pause, put the brakes on things here on ramp. Maybe try and sow the seed of doubts in the CT's minds. And then they burst their way into the A site.
Yeah, because Sin 5 need to understand that eventually at one stage, DNMK have to go for info somewhere, right? They have to search B, they have to search A, they have to search mid, but it doesn't look like they're going to lock down for too much longer. It's going to be the A exec under question. There's going to be a complete retake setup coming up with DNMK. I say that, but Divo, he's taken one down towards default. He is going to get traded out, so the bomb is going to be planted on default. 3v3 retake is going to come out. DNMK, they've got not much util, just a smoke on Kani. And no kit as well. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough one, and somebody has to get things going. Yeah, this is where these retakes can be quite tough, because everyone kind of looks towards their teammates to try and find that entry, right? And it's going to be Doru who takes that responsibility, spraying down. He's also done some damage onto Chappy. He knows he has to hunt him here. Chappy with the Mag 10 up close can't get the job done. Doru, he drops down, which means he doesn't have any accuracy, and Chappy finds the frag. Sinister 5 go up 12-6, and Nick kind of feels like they're on the home stretch now to close out Vertigo, because they're going to have an anti-eco here, 13-6. They've got a decent amount of economy behind them as well. This is the Sinister 5 we've come to know and love.
Yeah, this is the Sinister 5 that we're just missing on Mirage. I don't know what happened, but they just seem to find their groove. They've found their comfort zone. Maybe their comfort zone is that of Vertigo. They've been looking really solid so far on the CT side and the T side. The CT side of DNMK, though, they haven't posted around yet. Only 3 have been played, however. So there's something to keep in mind, but DNMK, the next gun round is going to be an extremely big one. Definitely don't want to be conceding 14 rounds.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that next gun round is sort of going to be do or die. Nice shot there from Kani. Fantastic reactions from him.
Dude, the guy's peeking him and he just flicks to the left and dogs the other guy. What's going on here?
Oldest guy in the server, what? Who?
Huh?
Wouldn't say it's Kani with those wrists.
I mean, maybe he needs to get them checked, dude, because...
Go for an x-ray.
Yeah. Right,
go for an x-ray, Trev. Oh, Divo. He's looking to do some damage as well. He'll only be able to find the 1 kill. Nexus. He could clutch this, you know. He's got the Desert Eagle. No armor, no util, but maybe he's just going to play with a bit of freedom because of that. He's got some cover to work with the smoke as well. Can he find this quick frag and put the pressure on them?
No, you can't.
Can he, Nick?
No,
maybe.
Unfortunately not.
What's not the case. Oh, what happened? He died. Is that how this game works? Okay, alright, next round.
Bit of a tech boys call out from Sin 5, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because not everyone likes the stopping, starting of everything that a CS game has, especially in the climate we live in South Africa. I mean, way back when we had to deal with people stopping so that they can turn on generators and then reconnecting and stuff like that, and internet problems. Yeah, all the stuff like that we have to deal with. But unfortunately, it's just going to be Chappy fixing his loss.
Has Flexy's internet gotten better at least, man?
It's a great question. I think I don't know what better is, so I don't know what he had before.
Well, I mean, does he drop every second map still?
No.
Okay, much better internet. Because Nick, I mean, you should have seen the days of 2016 and 17 casting, when you would cast a game with Energy or Carbon, whichever the team was that he was in at the time. You would get about a couple minutes pause every now and again, and you would always know. You'd just see Flexy's name disappear. It was kind of like a thing everybody knew would happen at least once in a broadcast. So, and the thing is like you'd always hope and pray for their perspective, for their side, that it wouldn't happen at like a super key moment, because that's the worst, right? It's like 2 versus 2. Flexy and Detrony, and Detrony's like, bro, okay, I need you to flash over and throw the smoke over here, and then you're gonna peek. You take first contact. I'm gonna swing off of you, and Flexy's just standing there. Yeah. It's like, Flex, stop loving your cat. Focus. I'm telling you. And it's like, and then Flexy still just stands there, and then it says Flexy's timed out. And,
yeah.
And you never want to see that.
Either that or he goes, oh, sorry, my cat was just. I just really like my cat. That's one of the 2 scenarios.
All right, there we go. Nick, we filled the time perfectly. Back into the map we go here. 13-6, Sinister 5, looking very pretty right now on the T side. Big gun round here for DNMK. Nick, we sort of reached that do or die stage. Lose this round, and the game's going to be very much out of their control.
Yeah, definitely. Lately, and the boys, they've got everything they want. Full belt of utility. 5 AKs on the board. The same comp we said about DNMK. They're a bit strapped in the util department. Not much to work with. Heartbreak has got that AWP, which is something to keep in mind. Diver's done a bit of a one-way, and Heartbreak is peeking Crane. He's going to take out Lately, which means it's going to be a 5v4. And as soon as he shows presence with the AWP, he's going to try and get out. DNMK, then I've got a man advantage to work with, and that may prompt Shia to push towards the middle, but it looks like he's thinking better of it.
Yeah, nice opening pick there found by the Yorpa of DNMK. The EGL taking responsibility on his own shoulders, and off the back of that, DNMK have now just postulated themselves with a passive setup across the map. Oh, Frozen! It's actually Chappie who finds that kill onto Heartbreak, so that's going to level things back out here in terms of the numbers game. And Sinister 5 are going to try and make it work towards the safe bomb site once again. It's worked out for them so far in the half, so why would they change it up? And the execute's going to be coming to fruition. Smokes and flashes raining in. Nexus needs to be careful on the angle there. And he will be forced back by the util. Oh, just Frozen destroys Divo through the smoke. Great job by him. But the response is there. Doru giving him a taste of his own medicine. So Sinister 5 not across the line just yet. They're going to have to fight through this 3 versus 3. As Doru's looking to try and set up some util. It's going to be the smoke on towards the crane. Kani's got a flash as well. Also, he has the kit.
What?
Oh. Yeah, probably not where he intended it to go. But Kani still has the smoke as well, so no harm, no foul. Next will find the first. The diffuser's being stuck here, and Kani just holding down will be able to get the easiest diffuser of his life. Not contested at all by Sinister 5.
Dude, what? I was so confused. I heard the smoke like stick to something, and I was like, okay, that's definitely missed. And then I saw it. It's that AWP angle above Cray, you know? It's a super like lucrative angle. You can't really flash it off. That angle that he smoked above Crane. So that's why I wanted to just smoke it out there with the innovative smoke that Doru's got working with. He's gonna drop a nade towards mid. It's gonna do some real decent damage. Which means all things considered, the nades on the CT side are extremely valuable. As soon as you get the CTs within the T's rather than that 80 kill, that 80 damage radius, then
yeah,
that means those M4s become AKs.
Absolutely.
And then that's when the games gets different, because everyone hates it when you dink the guy and he insta dinks you, but he's got an AK and you've got an M4, so you lose the gunfight, and it happens.
I often think that that's something people overlook when it comes to you know, considering the value of the HE grenades on the CT side, is that even just dealing a bit of chip damage all of a sudden brings those players into the one tap range of the M4s. So yeah, I think that's spot on. Nick, well observed. Sinister 5 going to be testing Doru in middle. My god, he passes with flying colors, and Divo with the SMG is going to find 2 kills of his own. Nick, what did we just witness? Something called 911, because I think I've seen a massacre.
Dude, we've been over this. Massacre plays for Goliath.
Oh, damn it, it was Divo. Oh, so Doru, damn it. I'm signing off.
Happens. But all things considered, Sin 5. Sin 5, that was a full buy round. DNMK, a bit of a quasi-buy as we call it, or as you've introduced me to that,
nice.
mention. There's a couple SMGs that they were working with. Exactly. So that was a touch and go. Now Sin 5, their money's on the ropes. As soon as they lose a gun round, then DNMK, they're right back into the game.
Yeah.
Sin 5 were looking super comfortable, and looks like it's gone a bit of an opposite way now. DNMK, they're looking a bit better off. If they win this round, that is. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, Sinister 5 are still comfortable as it stands, but if DNMK win this round, they're going to be setting themselves up very nicely to start clawing their way back into this game. But that's a lot of hypotheticals, and Chappie giving us some answers there as he finds 2 kills, and now Divo, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's going to be going down here, surely, right? How does he even find a second frag from that position? He's actually bought some time and space for Doru to work with as well. He capitalizes and finds the kill onto Frozen. So Nick, somehow, this has actually turned into a 2 versus 2. It looked like Sinister 5 were on the home stretch. They were sailing comfortably, coasting into the finish line. But Divo, with that magical second kill, has sparked life back into this round for DNMK.
Yeah, and Sin 5 realized they missed the timing on Ace. They've just regrouped and they're going to try to play this 2v2 out. But Kani's actually going to get completely timed in middle. He's actually going to walk through, clear this position of the map. But little does he know is that Sin 5 is actually on the other side of the wall. They've actually gone up the ladder and he's been completely timing. So the question is, does he clear A? Does he clear B? Looks like he's going to go back to clear A. So there's going to actually be a 2v2 retake, all things considered.
Yeah. Sinister 5 are going to be making their way in towards the B bomb sites, and as soon as the util gets dropped, the audio cues will be there. It's actually crazy how far you can hear util from, man. Anyway, DNMK in this 2 versus 2 are going to have to try and make the retake happen, and Chappie's positioned himself on the stairs. He should have an easy gunfight here against Kani on the angle, right? Oh no, looked like he might have actually pulled some util out there as Kani comes around the corner, and it means it's now Sheer left by himself in the 1 versus 1. He forces the issue against Doru, and he does actually catch him on the angle. It means it's going to be on Kani's shoulders now to try and clutch this one out and win the round for his team. He's got a smoke and a kit once again, by the way. Might be important to keep in mind. He gets himself on the bomb, taps the defuse, looking to try and force Sheer out. He'll do exactly that, but Sheer has the spray under control, and he lives to tell the tale with 6 points of health on his name and secures the 14th round for Sinister 5.
94 damage is what would have been in the kill feed for Trevor
Kani.
over towards Sheer, dude. Like, that's super unlucky. Just taps the bomb, Sheer takes the bait, and unfortunately for DNMK's and Kani's sake, unable to get the frag. And Sin 5, they posted an important 14th. However, they're not out of the woods just yet. The money is also still on the rope, so one more. If DNMK win this gun round, it's an important round. Pretty much whoever wins this round, no, I'm not going to say that. If Sin 5 win this round, they pretty much win the game, all things considered. But if DNMK win this round, they get to 9. They can then get to double digits because Sin 5 will probably have to save. If they don't save, they have a bit of a rough bye, which could allow DNMK to even get further back into the game. So this round is an important one for Sin 5.
Yeah, it absolutely is an important one for Sinister 5, man. A lot hinges on this round. A lot more for DNMK than for Sinister 5, but it looks like Sinister 5 are going to try and turn up the heat here once again. Nice grenade there from Nexus will do a chunk of damage to a few of the players on the T side. And Heartbreak, he has an AWP here, so this is very, very tough for him to work with right now. He has no room to breathe, and he gets sprayed down. There was a hail of bullets coming through that smoke, and Doru with the flank tries to find the timing, but he's going to get taken down by Ruben. Sinister 5 have done their homework. They're not getting caught off guard by these Doru players, Nick, like we saw happening against WRG. And now it's the 5v3.
I'm a big fan of what Sin 5 have done here. They just froze, and they know from DNMK's perspective, DNMK need information. They need to push somewhere to get some info. Sin 5, if they just lock down for a couple seconds longer, they'll probably find a bit of a reward for staying dark so long. But Sheer, he's just going to throw left side smoke, and assume the right side smoke is going to come as well. They're just going to make sure that the spacing is good. Daibo, his head is ripped off, and it does look like Sin 5 are looking real poised to post the 15th on the board. Nexus and Kani in the retake. You got to save these guns, lads. Make sure you have something to work around. The Nexus, he's got a fragment to Sheer, but don't get baited in. Don't get baited in to try this retake. It's not going to work. It's not going to work out for you.
Nick. Oh, Nick.
Every
Nick,
time.
please.
Every time. Every
My eyes.
time.
My eyes.
I swear people think, like, Braveheart, but two people. They think they're two Bravehearts.
Yeah,
and
no,
as
you're
soon as
right.
one Braveheart has fallen, then they're no longer Bravehearts, and they're like, no, I'm going to be like a weasel saving my gun. But just understand, you're two weasels anyway. And weasels are strong in numbers, but only when you have like 4 other weasels and you're the one of the weasels, then you can go well. You know, that's in a 5v5 situation, but just hope that you're strong with weasels. Weasels are strong in numbers, boys. You're not Braveheart. That's
How many...
Too long didn't read. You're not Braveheart. You're a weasel, and weasels are
Nick,
strong in numbers.
How many weasels do you think you could fight at one time?
Dude, weasels are scary. Dude.
Right, yeah, I know.
Kangaroos.
So give me a number. How many right now? I need to know before the round starts.
Oh my, dude, 7.
7 weasels. Okay, guys. Let me know in chat if you think you could take on more than 7 weasels at a time. Would be pretty tough though. Sinister 5, they're looking to deal with the DNMK right now. 4 versus 3 as they charge their way forward onto this B bomb site, looking to finish the map off in style, and it looks like they're going to be doing exactly that. They've done the damage, Nick. They've taken us to the Forsaken Land. We're going the distance. We're going to be seeing the light here of the third map. Train will be the decider of the series. What a fantastic response this was from Sinister 5 after they came off the back of that thrashing on Mirage. They then show their true form here on Vertigo. Much better work coming out of Sinister 5, Nick. I think we're all happy to see that.
Yeah, definitely. I think ultimately, one thing you never like to see a player underperforming, especially in a big game. And lately, he did the exact opposite of what he did on Mirage and Vertigo. And ultimately, he was one of the main factors as to why Sinister 5 are able to take us to Train. That feels nice. It feels nice to say, oh, yeah, these teams have now won each other's map picks. It's been a while since we've seen that be the case. But I mean, now it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game.
Yeah, Nick, the purist in me can breathe a sigh of relief. Teams have won their own map picks. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic scenes, guys. We're going to be taking a short break here. I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to be announcing the winner of the giveaway at the start of the next map. So just for everybody, we do still have a giveaway open. This is going to be your last opportunity to get your entries in. This is for one of these sick EGL 1 Season 2 shirts. Make sure that you know that the giveaways are only open for residents of South Africa. The keyword is Yorba. If you've entered already, don't enter again. We're going to be taking a short break. When we return, we'll have Train, and we'll be seeing who's going to be marching on here in the event and who's going to be dropped short in 4th. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this lower bracket final. We are in the middle of a match between Sinister 5 and DNMK. And Nick, we've gone the distance. We've reached the hollow ground. We are here in the deciding map of a series for the first time on the stream in this entire season. We've gone to a third mapper, and it's going to be trained to determine which of these teams will play in the lower bracket consolidation final and which of these teams will be eliminated from the event in the 4th position.
It's about time we get a third map, bro. Like, we've played Mirage, we've played Vertigo, and usually by this time of the night, we're done. We finished the interview that we luckily enough to get at the end of a series.
That's true, man.
And we're like, sick, okay, cool, let's go do our own thing. But now, we're in a third map, and finally we can get into the juice, and now things start to get nitty-gritty. Every round is worth its weight in gold. Every player is going to be wanting to make those big plays. That's where we see big mistakes. That's where we see big plays. That's where we see Caden 1v4s, if you will, with nothing. Someone 3 kills with it off. Stuff like that. This is the time we're getting into. Yes, it's not a best of 5. Yes, it's not Gambit Heroic, but it's Sin 5, it's DNMK, and it's who can make it into the top 3 of Evesports EGL 1 Season 2.
Here we go, Nick. Knife round to determine size, and that's exactly it. You've laid the platform perfectly, my friend. And going into train, what do you make of this map for these two teams? I mean, we saw the first map, as you said. We witnessed Mirage, we saw the massacre, Sinister 5, they got destroyed. Then coming into Vertigo, Sinister 5, they trounced DNMK. What on earth are we going to be seeing here on train?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking on the HLTV page because I'm looking at the player performances so far. Chappie and Shia at the top of the pile so far. Last 2 maps, and Nexus and Doru are close behind. But I mean, in all honesty, like Sin 5, they're looking relatively solid, all things considered. Frozen is a bit negative lately. Obviously, that's a bit skewed considering his first map performance. But Divo's underperforming for DNMK, but Heartbreak and Dory, they've been the two ones to watch from DNMK. So hopefully they can step up on train.
Yeah. Hopefully they can, as we're about to kick things off here with the first half. Sinister 5 find themselves on the CT side. Frozen with the smoke and Kit DNMK on the T side. They got the smoke and Molly on Heartbreak. Interesting choice of util there. Infers that they're probably going to be executing towards that B bomb side. And that exactly looks like it's going to be the case here. Keeping things stock standard simple for DNMK. And there's been a second player who's shifted into the defense here. Lately sets himself up, and it's perfectly timed as well. Looks like the T's actually wanted to try and take these fights stride. The Molly deep to try and deny the rotations, but Lately's already taken one. Heartbreak wants to force the issue. I do like this decision. I love seeing T's try and take control after they find the bomb plot here on the B bomb side. And now Heartbreak up close as a job to be able to...
Hello? I wonder if it was me who timed out or if it was Matt. I think it was Matt. That's Unluko. But ultimately, it's Lately left in the 1v2. Kani and Doru last 2 alive, and Kani's going to go on an explorative mission to gather the info on Lately's position. And there we go. Kani's going to take Lately out, which means DNMK post their first round of the 3rd map, all importantly, come in. The last map, obviously, loser is eliminated in 4th position. Winner has a chance at keeping their life alive in the tournament. Obviously, winner of this faces the loser of Goliath 80k or in the upper bracket final. One of those who ever wins books themselves a spot in the grand final, best of 5, which will be on Sunday. Champ Sunday, baby! Everyone loves that. But Sin 5 DNMK, it's a bit of a different story. And it's going to be a bit of a different force buy coming out from Sin 5. Frozen, and everyone's fully invested. Ruben's got a little bit of money left in the bank, but it does look like it's just going to be a slow default coming out from DNMK. 4 rifles and a Mac 10 on Heartbreak. It's going to be under question, as it does look like they're going to group inside, and it's going to be in good timing, as it does look like it's going to be aggression coming out from Sin 5. It's going to get caught out. Chappie and Shia going to be tucked into the grave, as Heartbreak is going to get 2 outside. Frozen, the last alive, he's on 16 points of health, and he's on borrowed time, stuck in the Z, can't get anything done, and he's going to fall, which means DNMK post 2 without response from Sin 5 so far, and it's going to be a full eco coming out from Sin 5 in this one. So hopefully, from DNMK's perspective, you can make this one as clean as possible, start getting that eco building, start getting things sorted. And then in all honesty, if you're DNMK, just get as many rounds as you can on the T side, right? Obviously, Train, definitely one of those heavy CT sided maps. So on the T side, you're gonna be looking at those 5, 6. You'd be pretty happy with that. But if you're DNMK, you're gonna want as many as possible. Obviously, Heartbreaker, Divo are gonna be eco farming in A main. Divo's gonna get 3. He's gonna get 4. And oh my goodness, he's teaching us how to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Divo is on your door. Now it's lately left. No 1v4. Oh my goodness, Matinetto's hit the floor. Some would say it's quite sore. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out as soon as possible. Yeah, I'm going crazy, eh? When I saw Matt's very good at solo casting, me, not so much, eh?
Hello?
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 Are you back? You just missed my round scheme, bro.
Oh, that's such
I
a
just had the
pity.
best round scheme ever.
No.
I said, your Davo's just got 4, your net's hit the floor, it's quite sore. I'm dropping bars over here, bro.
Your name is on the door. Nick ain't gonna bore you.
Oh!
Otherwise, he's gonna hit you for 4.
Oh!
And then we're gonna add some more to the score.
Oh!
Come over here. I'm gonna break. No, okay. That's going too far. Going too far. Let's calm down. Let's draw things back a bit. Nick, I've returned. I was gonna say there's no ways that my net drops when we finally have a 3-mapper. So thank God it came back and I'm here.
Oh yes, love that.
I'm reconnecting to the server though, so you're gonna have to take it for until I get back.
Okay, well I mean lately just died. Pretty much what you've missed is DNMK. They've 2 players haven't died. Kanye and Dory, they haven't died. Divo and Nexus have died once. Heartbreaker's died twice. Chappie and Frozen have got no kills. But I mean, it is what it is. The first gun round. And it's a single orb coming out from Frozen.
Alrighty. Looks like I'm going to be reconnecting momentarily, loading back into train. So DNMK 3-0 up.
Right in the heaven. Yeah, I mean, Nexus has found him. He's already out sandwiched right now. I'm going to paint you a picture. Nexus is out sandwiched, and they don't know. They don't know. So hopefully Nexus can get something done for his sake. Seems like lately he has a bit of an inkling, but I think they're just grouping up towards in. And Nexus has been spotted out, and on his contact, I assume that's when DNMK are going to try to push the issue towards the B bomb site. Just like that, Kanye is down the ramp, and Frozen, he's out Z. He's been spotted out, but he's also been smoked out. There's one player on the site with Sheer, and he's actually going to go unclear towards Spindles. He's full wide from his teammate's flash. Is he going to get cleared? He is. Oh my goodness.
Oh my word. Yeah, looks like this should be Sinister 5 getting on the board for the first round here, unless Kanye can make something magnificent happen. He's able to take down 1, but Trade immediately comes through right after. And Divo, my god, nearly actually. There was a world in which he finds that 3rd frag onto Ruben, right? He gets the spray transfer, but there was just actually good spacing there between the Sinister 5 players, which meant that they were able to get that trade very easily.
Yeah, and Sin 5, they finally posted their first round on the board, and hopefully for their sake they can clean up this one, because if DNMK answer back with 1, then they're going to have a real rough time getting the eco on the board. But Frozen, he's going to be peeking upper in the molly. He's going to take some damage. But as the AWP goes, you're more than happy to take like 50 or so damage from a molly for a frag on the enemy. More than happy to take that trade, but unfortunately for Frozen's case, no frag is going to go his way. But in the mid round, 3-1 is the scores in the doors, and
yeah,
Sin 5 still favoring this 2B setup.
Alright, Nick, just before this round kicks underway, let's quickly announce the winner of the giveaway and see who's going to be picking up one of these EGL 1 Season 2 shirts. One of the last few we have remaining here for the event, for the competition. Hopefully you've already got your entries in, because they're now closed. And the winner is it Francois? Mine hasn't even refreshed. What's going on? That's boring. Alright, congratulations, Francois. There we go. No, Mr. Soti. You had it right the first time. Let's not embarrass ourselves here. Divo looking to not embarrass himself here. And Amen, oh my god, he does way more than... or he certainly doesn't embarrass himself. He does himself fantastic justice with a great double kill there. And that just sets the round in motion here for DNMK. This A-bomb side is going to be easy as... Great job.
Yeah, great job. And our Frozen and Sheer, the 2B players have been leaning towards that B side. They're just going to have to save in this round. 4-1 is going to be the scores on the doors. I realized as soon as I said scores, I was like, dude, I've said it too many times.
And now I have to commit,
I'm too far, dude. Yeah. Too far in.
Sometimes casting can be rough. You see what I mean when it's like your brain works fast, your mouth works faster than your brain sometimes?
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, sorry, you're right. Big round.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a big round for DNMK to win because now Sin5's money's on the ropes, and especially that's why they're sending out such a big hunting party because they know,
Yeah, they know.
that if they take these guns away, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
And Froze has just dropped the AWP, and Shear's going to be playing close to the smoke. He's got one. He needs to reload. He's got 3 bullets left. He's got 2.
He's actually dropped his gun, Nick. He's dropped his gun. He's run away. He's gone back to pick up the AK. He's been able to get around the corner, and finally, Doru will actually take him down. Shia. If he doesn't drop his gun there by mistake, he's able to get away, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
And I think he dropped it to try and pick up a gun with more ammo in it, but then he didn't pick up anything. Maybe he wanted the AWP. And then as he runs away, he notices he still has the USB, and he's like, what? I can't just save a USB, he has to go back, and then it ends up costing me his life.
Oh my goodness, it's happened again. It costed his life. I'll finish Matt's sentences just like he finishes my sandwiches. You know, happens. Full eco coming out from Sin5 though. Only person without a gun. Without a noticeable pistol, at least, is that on Sheer. He's got a P250, but it is just somewhat of a stack towards back of yellow from the Sinister 5 camp, trying to see if they can catch a marauding T over towards the B streets and see if they can double or triple or quadruple or pentuple dink him. See if they can get a rifle in the meantime. But it does look like DNMK, they're just going to be walking over towards outside. Sin5 are going to get the sound cues. They're going to choose to rotate out, and hopefully they can do some damage. Hopefully for their sake, that is. They can do some damage on this retake and ensure that the economy can be kept under wraps. But Kanye, he's going to be eco-farming. 1, 2, 3. Because Diver got 2 in the meantime. I was going to say, yeah, Kanye's about to teach us how to count. He's going to get to 5 super easily, but Diver got a couple in the meantime, which means 5 is actually the scores for DNMK. Not for Kanye, not the kills for Kanye in that round. It's just the scores for DNMK in this low bracket. Now Sin5, they've only got a kit on Frozen. He's going to be that flex player playing with that AWP, floating around, rotating towards B, all that good stuff. He's actually back green this round. And he's tagged Heartbreak down to 30 points of health. Kanye going to be peeking Ivy, and both the double ops are going to reap their rewards to a certain extent. 2 players have been legged towards low HP. Now Sin5, all they got to do, they just got to complete these frags, but Heartbreak is going to take down Chappie. His HP doesn't matter, but Ruben and Frozen are going to chime in for a couple of frags. Nexus is going to get a trade, but Doru, he's all the way out sandwich. I mean, Hull, he's going to take out Ruben, spotted a player towards back of the bomb train, and they're doing that Shears the B player. However, Cunny getting out main could be a tough one. But Doru, he's found the hole in the CT defense. He's going to catch Sheer looking the wrong way. Now they know Lately's position. And Doru, he's unable to get the spray. Cunny's playing close, but unfortunately he's whiffed a couple shots. Now he's just going to get out of dodge. He's just going to try run towards the B side, but he's actually going to try juke out Lately. You're going to cut the sound. Wait for this aggro, and Lately, he's also got a good idea of this. He's actually going to cut the sound as well. Hold for the same main peak. And it's going to be who budges first. Who's going to look away from it first? It doesn't look like it's Lately. He's going to have his wits about him, and he's going to take out Cunny, which means Sin5 can double their account. Post 2 rounds on the board. If Cunny was just a bit closer and didn't whiff his spray there on the trade, it would have been a different story, but, and it is a big but in terms for Sinister 5, as Lately is able to win out that 1v2. Full buy still, however, from DNMK. Sin5's money has been on the ropes pretty much this whole time. Oh! Heartbreak catches Ruben, full blind. Chappie gonna be getting that flash assist, sort of, unassist sort of thing. Unfortunately for Ruben's point of view, Chappie, he's gonna try to take some real estate towards A main, but he's gonna get taken out by Diver. And now, Lately, Frozen and Sheer in the 3v5, and they're not going to have any luck if they just stick towards one side of the map. They've got to make some sort of information play, some sort of push. Unless they get given a gift like that, Nexus is going to try to take Pop completely solo, and ultimately, a free frag is going to go Frozen's way, and that's another one. If you're DNMK, you're now in throw territory. You've given up 2 free 1v1s, and Frozen has chomped those up. Now, this was a 5v3 in favor of DNMK. Now it's a 3v3, just like that, in the drop of a ball. That has been DNMK's ball that they have dropped, and now they're going to try work towards this B site. Shear's playing super far back, playing pretty much retake, as Kani's going to show some presence towards this Ivy position, see if he can lurk out on a timing and see if he can get a free frag. I was saying Shear's playing super far back. He's playing so far back, he's actually in CT spawn. So the bomb is going to be planted. Kani has found a nice hole in towards the A site. Could catch a couple rotates here if he's in Z. Has his wits about him, he's going to catch one into lately. Frozen. His sound cue is going to be heard out, and Doru has caught Shear in the meantime, which means the NMK post 6 and Sinister 5, their money's been on the ropes the whole time, which means 1 round and their eco straight afterwards. And 6 rounds have already been posted on the T side of train. And if you're DNMK, you're pretty happy with this, right? Sin 5, CT side of train. You're going to try to restrict them to as many rounds as possible, to as little rounds as possible, pardon me. This is an extremely CT leading map, and 6 rounds, definitely something you can work with. Here towards Hull, trying to get something done, but it's just going to be the cleanup crew coming out from DNMK. Heartbreak's missed an op shot towards lately, but his position is found out, and his position is now in the grave. Which now means 5 rounds is the buffer between DNMK and Sin 5. And things looking really good for DNMK coming into the latter rounds of the first half. Full buy coming off from Sinister 5, however. Warp on Frozen, which is definitely the X factor, all things considered. Frozen's definitely an explosive warper, which you got to look out for. Makes extremely aggressive plays and can definitely catch the T's off guard, especially when he's on CT. But it does look like DNMK, they're just grouping 3 IV, 1 Zinner just to show some presence. Hopefully trying to catch Sinister 5 into that 2B lean, which they have favored pretty much throughout the first little bit of this map. It's exactly what they're going to do. But now if you're DNMK, you got to try hit this timing on this IV play. Ruben's playing close. The missed flash is actually going to hit Divo, which means he's going to fall. Kani's going to get the trade close, and Doru's actually lurked out towards Sandwich. He could catch someone off guard, but lately he's behind this pop smoke, and he's going to catch Doru out. There's a lurk out heaven though, Kani. Nexus rather. He's going to have so much real estate towards this side of the map, but the question is, does he have his wits about him and clear spindles? He is going to, and Shear is going to fall, and Nexus has got a lot of real estate towards this side of the map. Kani has made his position known over towards A. The bomb is going to be able to be planted on the B side, but Kani, he's got to try get out. He's got to try find some sort of a post plant, but Nexus, he's in the backtracks, but he's actually caught looking the wrong way. Chappie has found himself, but now Heartbreak, he's going to have to battle out for this 1v3. He's going to get closed in all positions, but the timing is going to fare him well. Just as Frozen's clear below him, things are going to go his way, but Heartbreak's finally caught out, and Chappie, he has his wits about him, and he's caught Kani on the rotate, and that means since the 5 are able to get their third on the board lately, and Chappie been able to close it out. 2 frags apiece. Ruben able to chime in with one of his own. But as I say this, the eco for DNMK is looking really, really good. The same can't be said about Sin 5, however. Only going to be afforded the luxury of the single AWP. That is going to be up in Frozen's back. We'll see if he is going to be able to get activated with that. Sandwich and E-box smokes being thrown out from since the 5, DNMK rather. Doru almost spammed by lately. But it does look like it's just going to be a fast B set play. Jumping down the ramp is DNMK. One player to greet them on the B side is Shear. The question is, does he go uncleared or does he get checked? It does seem like DNMK have an idea, and Kani is going to put him in the grave. Heartbreak is going to take down lately, and just like that, since the 5, they're unable to gather any sort of momentum in this game. They get 1 round, there's a response. They get another round, there's a response. And just like this, it's the same sort of story. They post their 3rd round, but right afterwards, DNMK respond with one of their own. 3 players are going to try to save these rifles. And if you're DNMK, send out a hunting party. Make sure you don't allow them to save these rifles. Don't afford them the luxury of having them in the 12th round of train. But DNMK, they've posted 8 rounds already on the T side, and they're looking really solid coming into the latter stages of this 3rd map. Ooh, Frozen's taken down Cunny, and it does look like these rifles are actually going to be saved from Sin 5's camp.
And just in time with that pause, I'm here to save you, Niix, from the solo cast.
They actually paused for us, actually.
It was on purpose.
Yeah, it was-
100%.
It's not like we're a minute and a half behind at all. Definitely
No,
not.
it's because Ruben's a homie.
Yeah, exactly.
I just popped him a quick DM there and was like, please will you do a pause? Thanks. I just need to do a nice segue during the pause into the cast to save Niix, you know, because otherwise he's gonna be left high and dry, which is not how we get down here on Evesports. For those of you who don't know, my name is Wookie of the Triple XL variety. I have been fortunate enough to cast with this Mr. Niix and to come in here on map number 3 while things are looking a bit spicy. It was a crazy map actually for Sin 5 on Vertigo, but things are not quite as tight here, Niix.
I mean, both the maps have been pretty one-sided, in all honesty. One going the way of DNMK and the other one going the way of Sinister that we saw so recently. But this map, it's looking like it's going to be Mirage all over again. DNMK, they're looking really solid. It's going to be interesting to see how Sinister 5 have a response, because they've already lost 8 rounds, and... Okay, lately you're just going to be running into pop, okay? I respect it. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. Next is going to be peeking out pop. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. That's my way of saying that's a questionable play. That's my way of saying it.
Yeah, that I think was questionable, but just Chappie in mid. Shear's also got an angle. Is going to push into it. Shear's going to take him down. Heartbreak manages to get Chappie though, so it is still a 3 versus 3. Definitely favors the T's in this scenario. And this is a bit more CT-sided traditionally, especially when a double orb comes up. Have we had a double orb yet, actually?
Once, yeah.
Did it fare well? Did it do anything?
Sin 5 actually did win that round. That they legged 2 players at the start of the round, and then everything went their way. Kanye, Shear's gonna win out the gunfight, but Dory's gonna trade on Ruben in the meantime. I think DNMK think that Shear know where the bomb. Shear didn't know where the bomb was, but I think DNMK think that Shear knew where the bomb was. If you catch my drift.
Yes.
A bit of it. Yeah, exactly. Now they may not know Frozen's positioning, considering they think that Shear thinks that they had the bomb. So now Frozen has put Dora in the ground. Now it's Heartbreak. Oh, is he spotted him out towards heaven? I think he may have a really good idea that he's in heaven. Oh my goodness, Heartbreak against Frozen, the 1v1! Oh my goodness, Heartbreak. He's pocketed Frozen there. Frozen is nice and warm in his pocket, very nice, sleeping, dead.
13 for 5, and he does it with emphatic style. Heartbreak absolutely rips his head off there, to be more than honest, and pulls up a 9th round now, 9-3. This is looking just a little bit dire for DNMK, or at least for Sinister 5. DNMK in the driver's seat after a bit of a bumpy Vertigo. There is some pressure here towards mid. The orb of Heartbreak is in position. He sees the man jumping over to Electric. The nade comes in right on his face though. He has to get out of there. Takes
he did the same last time.
He would have liked to. But Doru jumps down and Heartbreak just pushes, holds W and gets an absolutely disgusting shot. Davo spots the man Ruben through the smoke, picks him up as well, and there's just 2 CTs left. It definitely looks like it's time to jam, but Frozen
bombs in
seems
spawn.
to
Bombs in spawn.
But actually, you are quite right, and Shear is coming over the top.
He's not going to get the timing. Dory's just going to run, get at the bomb, and just run away. So Shear's completely lost the time. So just save now. Just save. You almost had it, Shear. Unlucky. Good effort.
Oh, if only he could see what we could see, right? He would have totally...
If only he had wall hacks like we do.
Well...
If only he had X-ray vision like we do.
I might want to redact that statement.
Ooh, Frozen's taking out Divo, but he's just going to be tasked with saving this AWP. But Nexus is not going to be affording him that luxury. Shear now tasked with saving the same 4. Bombs planted on A, and you already got double digits. If you're DNMK on the T side of train, you're looking really, really good. Coming into the latter stage of this best of 3. And Shear, oh, he is going to be able to save the M4. I was about to say he's not going to be able to, but oh, he's actually, there's an AWP right below. Doe's not going to hear the sound cues because of the sound of the bomb. So Shear's able to save it. Oh my goodness, that was close.
He pulls out the necessary save there. Does the full jam with the AWP. He actually gets a kill though, so it's not a full jam, I suppose. But it's enough that they'll do a quasi buy. Maybe it's a bit of a mistake from Share. Maybe he's just equaling out his resources. But with this being the penultimate round over here, round 14 of this half, and not much to work with, and losing sheer right on the opening of things, Doru just holding down his W key, stamping his authority on this round. There's just pistols, and Chappie does actually manage to get some damage out, which is fortuitous for them. The damage now I think is absolutely fantastic going into the last round, but see if they can get a bit more. Ruben sneaking through the smoke, spots Doru. Chappie's going to help him out. They're going to be able to pick them up, and DNMK need to be a little bit careful here. They might give away too much. Heartbreak though, putting it into a 1v3, and now it's just Chappie left over. He does have an AK to save. He's being pursued though by Davo, and he's probably going to get the timing on him, yeah? Oh, Davo, making a meal of it. He does finally pick up the kill.
Whoa, 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 that was close. That was a close one, laddie. But I mean, he got the kill there, so it doesn't really matter, you know? He got the little frag in the kill column, so no one will remember really that it was that hard. You know, it doesn't matter. He did 100 damage, all the thing that matters. But I mean, Sin 5, what matters for them is they've only got 3 rounds, and they really, really need this last round on the CT side of train. Otherwise, you're going to have a real tough time. Kani is all the way in Olaf with an AWP, and he's missed a shot. Chappie's taken down Heartbreak, and they're going to try to push the issue on towards Kani, and he's fallen. So Doe's going to try to take some scalps towards Pop Dog. He's going to take down Chappie. So now, if you're DNMK, all you got to do is just try group, probably contact down the B ramp or contact Ivy. I assume those are probably possibly the 2 players that are going through their heads. Try get an early frag and see if you can draw this back to 3v3.
And if you're Sin 5, you need to keep that discipline up. Don't take any peeks you don't need to. Force the T's into an area where they have to take map. And Ruben has the drop on Davo. He doesn't manage to convert. He gets taken down. Davo is just going to continue to lurk.
He faked the death
area.
cam. Big fan, big fan, big fan.
And he's going to be able to catch out lately, maybe in mid. He doesn't quite get the timing. There are players circling here on B. But Davo's actually got himself into a pretty good position. There's not that much time left, but could be enough that he could still catch out Mr. Frozen here in Connector, which I think he's going to be able to do in the next few seconds here by the looks of things. And he is. He takes him down. Now there's just one player left in the middle of the site. Sheer, what can he do? He does have support from behind in the form of Lately, but it might be soon a little too late. Sheer does get taken down pretty cleanly. Not too much damage coming out. Now it's just Lately left in a 1v3, bomb planted. He's got to go for it. That much is clear, but how he goes about it will probably be to give away his position and then push slowly out of heaven against North.
Oh, okay, he's taking out Navo. It doesn't have a kit, which is something to keep in mind. And I don't know if DNMK know this. They could have a possibility that it is an option. However, obviously they're not going to take the chance. So who's going to peek on the first tap? It is going to be Doru, who's going to take the liberty. Nice double peek coming out from them. And ultimately a nice one tap coming out from Doru to finish off the half 12-3. DNMK found themselves 9 rounds to the good on the T side of train. I'll say that again, the third map between these two. DNMK found themselves 9 rounds to the good. And if you, in all honesty, DNMK are running into these last couple rounds massive favorites. These last 4 rounds, possibly bit more than that if they don't win it, all of them. But DNMK, they should really be winning this game. If they don't, it's liquid level chokes right here.
Liquid level chokes indeed. 12-3. Is it as elusive as 11-4? Is it as dangerous? Or was it just that one round makes all the difference? We'll have to see as they make a huge pop out of mid. Through mid and through pop itself, pushing straight past a Heartbreak. Is he going to be able to turn around? He is, and he does manage to take down Chappie. There are a number of T's in the area, but Doru going over the top. He picks up one. Then Sheer does get one of his own, but Doru is on the scene, and Doru is going absolutely ham. Connie does clean up the last one. It isn't that clean, 2 players left, but Doru just going absolutely savage there on the USP.
Dude, that is what Doru brings to a team. Like, absolutely solid player all around. Super good aim, super good brain. He found himself 16-4 so far this map. Heartbreak, bit more of an explosive 4, 17-7. Nexus, unfortunately for him, he's the only player in the negatives for DNMK. But Sin 5, they got to start posting some rounds. You have a real rough time. It looks like it might be Mirage all over again. But DNMK, they want to finish this one as soon as possible. They need to get their bedtime sleep, dude. They need to get 8 hours. It's always good for you. Gonna see if they can.
Well, they're going to do it by pushing into pop early. Niix is in position with the MP9. Anybody that drops here is going to be in a world of hurt suddenly. Sim5 did manage a decent buy with that plant, and they're going to have to get past Heartbreak first, and they do. Sheer manages to get the first. Divo, in response, though, is sitting at the bottom of ramp. And they decide not to go into the meat grinder there. But in the interim, Nexus pops up and he takes one down. But now it means Pop is open. And they are going to be able to filter out here onto the side. Connie going to be the first responder. He's on the position on the side. And he's going to pick up one. Frozen does get Doru through the smoke. Connie able to pick up another. Now it's just Ruben left in the 1v2. Dava is in behind him.
He's on board.
He's giving up their position.
Yeah, like he should have understood that he needed to make that play, like as soon as possible. That flank is always a massive possibility, especially when you know the B player is still alive. But unfortunately, just unable to take things into his own account. And Sin5, 3 rounds on the board to DNMK's 14, and you've just lost the pistol, you've just lost the force by afterwards, and now you're gonna need a miracle to make a comeback into this game. But it's always possible. It's always possible. You just dinked him for 19, dude. You ever have that before? When you dink someone, you're like, okay guys, 1 on B's low. Your teammate runs down with a Glock, you spam him twice in the body, and then you're like, he's definitely not low. And then you're like, oh wait, I dinked him for 19. And then it's like, yikes, you could have told me you dinked him for 19. And then you're like, bro, how am I supposed to know that I dinked him for 19? Unless you made the dink. Hello, you noob? Sorry, a bit of PTSD. I play MMs with Doobie all the time. He's a bit touch and go. You know what I mean? No, I'm kidding.
Well, you heard it here first. Lately, making a meal of this
Heartbreak's
round
got the
is
bomb.
getting in
Got the
some
bomb, bro.
damage, but... Oh, Heartbreak does have the bomb, so that's probably the end of their hopes. But lately, it does pick up 2, at least, for their troubles. But yes, as you were telling me that story, I just had flashbacks of Freakazoid when Nothing told him that he had dinked someone and then he hadn't, and he's like, "You lied to me!" It was quite a good one. I remember that quite fondly.
Oh,
So,
I do.
yes,
I do remember.
I know
it as
exactly
well.
what you're talking about.
Now that you jog my memory, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was banter. That's proper good stuff. But 30 seconds left on the clock. Lately, he definitely does not want to be saving this Deagle. 20 seconds left. He's definitely not going to win the round, but he can do some damage. Oh, Heartbreak. Okay, I see you. 4K in that round and 15 for DNMK. Oh my goodness. Sin5, you're going to have one hell of a comeback. Let's see what you've got in the strat book. Let's see what you can get done. For Sin5's sake, hopefully they keep their life in the tournament.
This is the last round, which DNMK needs to secure that third position equally. All for cheering on the underdogs, but it looks like DNMK are just going through formalities. Yeah, this has been exceptionally dominant from them, especially on the T side, like of training. It's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, defaults on this map are a lot, well, in my opinion, are a lot easier to play from range of orbs than most on the CT side. So I think Sin5 are going to be kicking themselves a little bit after that superb performance of Vertigo. But they are still keeping things competitive. They get themselves a 4v4, which is definitely going to spread the CTs a little bit thinner. And with the rotation distances on train, they can Salaries, perhaps they can take a site next.
Yeah, perhaps they can, but Kani's just cleared up Pop Dog, so he's going to get all this information. And there's one player towards the B site, which is Divo. Hopefully is the rock that DNMK need, but it doesn't look like it's actually him that's going to be under question. Kani is going to be under question, and Pop Dog is, they're going to look to double drop, and he's going to look up at the perfect time. He's going to catch Chappie looking the wrong way, and he's going to catch Lately on the bottom, and Kani with a bit of BM and chat dot throw, and Doru's taken out Frozen out sheer left in the 1v4 to ensure that Sinister 5 keep their lives alive in this tournament. He is going to get one, which means he's going to be a bit more doable. But his position is known, 20 seconds left on the clock, and it does look like he's living on borrowed time. We all know what this means. He's fallen, and that means that DNMK went out against Sinister 5 2-1 in the lower bracket final sort of thing. And all things considered, DNMK, two lights out performances from them. The other one was lights out performance from Sinister 5, and things just going DNMK's way and they're able to get a 2-1 victory over Sinister 5?
100% Niix, and it just looked like they reassumed, like you said, that Mirage gear that they were in and just cruised through the map. Nicely rounded out there from DNMK, but also nice to see a map win from on their map, especially of Sinister 5. I'm sure they'll take that away at minimum, that they did win their map and they are still strong, obviously, in those areas, and at least they've got clear polls of where they need to work on in the future. But I do think we are going to have a gentleman from the winning team, Mr. Heartbreak. If you would like to join us in the channel, actually, there we go, Mr. Heartbreak. How's it going, dude?
Hello. Fine, thanks to you guys.
Good, man. Congratulations on the win. It looked quite easy there on Train, as it did on Mirage. Let's start from the beginning, though. Mirage, I mean, what was it like? How did it go? What are your vibes on it after the map?
We were fairly confident going into Mirage. It's been one of our best maps, and we played them previously on the map and had a very convincing win, so we knew picking Mirage into them would definitely work out in our favor.
I have to ask, Marku.
Yes.
Did the veto go the way you expected it to? Because the reason why I ask is, obviously, like Sin 5, they're pretty confident on Vertigo. Did you expect the Vertigo pick coming out from them? Did you expect Train coming out from them? Like, what is your mindset going into the game?
We exactly knew how the veto was going to go. We knew they would pick Vertigo because it's what they have been picking. And we also predicted after last night's performance they had on Train that it would most likely go to Train on map 3. So I'm not going to name any names, but a certain team gave us nice demos to watch of them on Train last night.
Okay.
So we used those demos to analyze them a bit, and it worked out really well.
I mean, it worked out really well is a bit of an understatement. I mean, 12 rounds on the T side. I'm jumping the. Okay, I'm gonna reel it in. I'm jumping the gun a bit. Okay, Mirage, we're gonna reel it all the way back. I mean, in all honesty, like Doru and Nexus, they were just feeling it on Mirage. Obviously,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Doru, he just seems like the guy that just walks out Palace every round and gets like 5 kills constantly. Like, what is the mindset in Mirage? Like, why did things go so well? Why do you think things went so well?
Well, we've been finding really good timings, especially Jono towards A. He's been doing really well, getting the timings out on Palace, out on ramp, and we've been doing really well abusing rotations by faking out different things. And yeah, Jono especially has been really solid at it. And then obviously everybody knows what's happening with our team with Nexus being replaced, and I think Nexus just having lights out performances because he knows he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to be afraid of, so he can just play his game. He can do what he likes, and I think that really worked out in his favor. He was just banging.
Now, he was your EGL before, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So with him leaving, who's sort of taking up those reins and calling in game, or is he still calling in game?
I've taken reins over EGL probably for the last 3 months. So before we decided to replace him, I've already taken over on EGL.
Okay, so are you like EGL main orb? So you've fallen now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Fallen
No,
South Africa.
I'm
You're
now.
first.
I'm B&D now.
P&D. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward things a bit here because Vertigo, unfortunately, just didn't go your way. Like, not a single one of your team went positive, so it wasn't sort of a story of you losing the fights. It was something more seems to have gone wrong. So there's Sin 5 just playing a really good Vertigo, you playing a really poor Vertigo. Like, what happened on map 2?
Vertigo is not a map that we have prepared almost anything on at all. So we didn't really expect too much from the map. And then another contributing factor would be Doru, as on the map 2 and 3 was having 30% packet loss all the way. I wasn't able to fix that, so it was really frustrating for us as well. But yeah, especially Vertigo, where we just didn't have the game plan, we didn't have the strat set up for it, we didn't have the defaults laid out. It's just not a map that we've touched that much.
So you just sort of canned it. You were like, nah, it's fine, they can have Vertigo. For
Yeah,
the HLTV stats, they can have it.
Yeah. Frozen wanted his HLTV stats. We saw it on Twitter, so we gave it to him on Vertigo.
I respect it. And then Train came around, and I said I wasn't going to jump the gun, but I got to ask, because like, you guys just seem to feel it on Train. You had a lights out performance. 22-9 is what you finished the map. 110 ADR. Super well played too, but like, why did you find Train was so comfortable, so good? Like, you guys didn't seem to break a sweat. They got 1 round, you got another 3 in response, sort of the thing. So why did Train go so well for you?
I genuinely think it was just because we roughly knew how they were going to set up, and we roughly knew where we would be able to get picks. Just from watching their game from last night, they haven't changed much. their CT and T pistols also stayed the exact same. So we were just working off of the info that we got from demo review.
100%.
Okay, so you
Anything
basically-
from you?
Well, solid anti-stratting. I mean, we saw it play out, right? We saw poetry in motion there. I mean, especially you and Doru coming around the trains there, just literally cleaning up. I personally have a thing for USPs and pistols, so I can appreciate that. It was really nice and clean, and just the whole first half as well. We were sort of, you know, on the cast going maybe the 11-4. It's that elusive number that's never quite as safe as you feel it is. But the 12-3 really was the extra round was the deciding factor. And as soon as you took the pistol, I think Shane, the wind was kind of taken out of their sails. But credit to you guys. I mean, you guys soldiered through 3 maps and not an insignificant beating on Vertigo. But at the end of the day, you won 2 maps, 16 in better than 16-5. So dominant performance, I think, all things considered. And congratulations in making it into the top 3.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. If you've got anything else, if you want to shout out a Yorba to your mom in the chat, this is your chance.
I have no one watching, unfortunately. I'm sure Trevor's dad and Jono's mother are both watching, so shout out to them for the support. And then obviously shout out to all the other fans that have given us support in the chat. It's really great to see.
100%. Thank you so much, Marku.
I hope you have a good rest of your day. Pretty much, you have like tomorrow off, and then Saturday you back at it. So you're going to be facing the loser of ATK Goliath, and good luck for the preparation for that. And we'll see you on Saturday.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Before we let you go, who of those 2 teams do you think you'll be facing?
I think it's going to be very tight. I still think, Goliath have yet to take a map off of them, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow might just be that difference. I'm not 100% confident that they'll take it. They'll take the match, but I'm fairly confident they'll be taking a map. So it's definitely going to be a tight game to look out for.
100%. You heard it here first. Heartbreak approved. It's going to be a tight one tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Niix, before we go, any closing thoughts from you on tonight's shenanigans?
I mean, in all honesty,
getting him as well, like a packet loss even for casters.
I mean, in all honesty, it was just DNMK having a super solid performance throughout. Vertigo, as Heartbreak said, was sort of like a chucked map, if you will, and Mirage was super comprehensive, and so was Train. And in all honesty, DNMK, they can sleep early, they can wipe the sweat off their brow. They don't have to really worry about Vertigo too much. But Train and Mirage are convincing, and whoever's facing them next, whether it's ATK or Goliath, they're gonna have a scary time on their hands, because DNMK, they look like a force to be reckoned with. Definitely.
I think what was missing from one of their more recent games was the diver impact, and he's generally quite like solid and well-rounded, and he had some pretty disappointing performances earlier on, but it seems like those have been cleared and it's full steam ahead. You've got the Divo, the Doru, and the Heartbreak all fragging over 100 ADR on that last map. I mean, it was it's quite vicious, you know what I mean? Like there's a guaranteed 3 people dying before you get a trade. It was a rough time. It was definitely a rough time.
And the fact that you don't even mention Kanye in that situation just shows testament to the 3 players and how well they've been performing as of recent, especially in this series. But I mean, I think no disrespect to Sun 5, but Goliath and ATK, whoever's going to be in the lower bracket, a bit of a different beast. And I think DNMK definitely they came into this game as favorites, and I think going into that game they'll be underdogs. But I mean, in all honesty, it's a super open-ended lower bracket, and whoever comes down, DNMK, I think they'll fancy themselves between the 2. But unfortunately, we're done for tonight, Reece. You only had to cast like 3/4 of a map, but unfortunately, it is what it is. You came super sub, but I mean, we're done for tonight, and it is what it is. It is what it is.
It seems like you're done as well, Mr. Niix, and I'm going to take that as your wrap for the evening.
I don't usually do this. I leave this all to Matt. Matt's always last closing. I'm like, like, subscribe, aware that I'm done, and then Matt does all the other stuff. But it is what it is, mate.
Well, on that note, thank you all so much for watching. We do appreciate all your support, all the likes and subscribes and comments and all the bits in the chat. It's really, really appreciated. And we will be back on tomorrow night with Tuesday's game, as it's been said, which was ATK versus GG. It's still going to be ATK versus GG. It's just obviously then happening tomorrow. And then the loser will be facing off against DNMK, which was what we've established this evening. So, hey, guys, same time, same place tomorrow. We'll see you on the flip side. Have a good evening.